Okay, I'm here now. And I got the stream starting a little later than I had projected due to a couple of slight contra-temps. But hey, if all goes well, which why wouldn't it? What could possibly go wrong? Well, I say if all goes well, then immediately things start off by putting the game in the wrong monitor. So, just a moment. You go over there. Thank you. Well, I hope you've been able to follow every part of this story so far, because this is where all the threads converge, without the slightest hint of confusion or vagueness, or lacking in any sort of elaboration, explanation, expansion, or clarification. And everything will be resolved in a sequence that will no doubt be worthy of it, so let's see how it proceeds eventually. Eventually, I say, and rarely as I would be more apt. I think this is the map that takes the most time in loading every time. Because I haven't been back to Cyberpunk City in a while, and we will never return there again, so it's hard to tell side by side, back to back. But anyway, we need to find a way into the tower, avoiding these. Well, I guess we can't actually go through here to begin with. Because it's not the right way, we have to go that way. Start burning these wicker witches.
Eve must be very important to Mercurians if they're willing to make such fools of themselves.
Even though we've already seen the things that they're supposed to represent, so they don't quite measure up. Well, the tower, as I said before, is barely visible through the fog and smoke, but it's there. Oh, so how do we get inside? Since I don't think we're getting in through the front door. And, well, apparently we're gonna have our engineer friend that we recruited through sheer unloading of truth help us by being in one of the nearby houses.
Witness. A magical abomination has appeared among us on this holiest of holy nights. It's an affront to decency and humanity. A foul, feathered, chattering... fowl!
Okay, joke's on me. Open this cage right now.
It speaks with the voice of the great necromancer.
The voice of the what now?
Hold your breath, feathered servant of the shadow. Keep your obscene beak shut.
Can't argue with the obscene beak bit, but I'm not liking this whole bonfire thing you've got going on. I smell charred feathers.
Soon the grand ceremony begins, and the great engine ushers in a new age of reason, logic, and humanity. And an end to sorcery. We cannot let this foul heresy poison the night with its squawks and feathery filth. This false fowl mocked me once before, and caused a fellow follower, a fair friend of the cause, great physical pain and discomfort. The man may never be able to drink without dribbling again, all because of this freak of nature. I, Honor Hilaris, candidate and faithful servant of humanity, will personally light the bonfire to rid Mercuria of this final remnant of diseased magic, honoring our ancient human traditions. And
You gibbering coward. When are you gonna shut up and just go away? People are sick and tired of your racist tirades. If anyone here should be burned on that bonfire, it's you. Killing that poor bird is the complete opposite of what the reaping's all about. How dare you claim to represent humanity when there's nothing human about you at all?
Here, here.
And you! You're supposed to be keeping the peace, aren't you? When were you planning to put a stop to this? Are you just gonna let that madman burn birds and incite violence in the city you've sworn to protect?
We do not intervene in local tradition, madam.
Oh, do intervene. No one here would mind it one bit, I'm sure.
Local tradition? Local tradition? This farce has absolutely nothing to do with local tradition. We don't burn poor defenseless animals in bonfires on Reap Moon's Eve.
Well, it's not an animal, is it?
What?
I mean, it's magical. It's a talking bird. Not an animal, per se.
Technically, the man is not wrong. I'll give him that.
Of course, it's an animal. Magical or not, it's a living creature, and you should put a stop to this right now.
Yeah, what she said.
Sorry, madam, but unless an actual human is being harmed, we cannot intervene.
Ruddy coward. That goes for the lot of you, especially that pig. Cowards!
Help. Hello? Help me.
There's
Over
a bird
here.
in that cage. That we should be
A caged
protecting
bird.
magicals rather than
In a
protecting
bird's
humanity
cage.
against magicals.
What do you want, bird? I don't have time for...
I know.
So how do we get him out of
I've
this?
seen engravings. You're Keon.
Keep your voice down. Where did you see those engravings?
I spent some time in Sadir. I'm Crow, friend of April Ryan and Zoe Castillo.
You were a friend of April.
Friend, partner, sidekick. I came back to Mercuria to find you, believe it or not. And since you're the reason I'm in this predicament, you have to help me. And quickly, because soon, if things go the way they appear to be going, I'll be very, very hot.
I'm sorry, bird, but I need to find a way into the tower, and time is
The
running...
tower? The Azadi Tower? Big, white, cloud-piercing edifice? I know a way into the tower. A secret way. Get me out of this death trap, and I'll get you inside the tower, I swear on my hatchling nest.
If you're lying, I'll snap your scrawny neck.
Cross
I
my
think
feet
that might
and
be a
hope to
reference
die,
to-
which is a distinct possibility. Quickly now, that madman won't orate forever.
Might be a reference to the passage under the journeyman that we saw the very first time Zoe goes to Arcadia in the second game. Although I'm not sure in what part of that Crow actually confirmed that it leads into the tower, but can we just talk to this guy?
Come to witness the burning of the necromancer's minion, have you? And there's always room for one more witness.
Apparently so, but it doesn't really have any kind of effect, so we need a different kind of approach to this. So if we look around here, we can find
Filthy as sin. All of them. They reek, which
an
means
abandoned flagon.
no, they're all filthy. I feel unclean.
Apparently they're all very unclean. And here we get a vendor of wines.
Reap Moon's Eve, sir, and you appear to be uninebriated. For shame! Public intoxication is practically mandatory this evening. You're in luck, sir. Most stalls have shut down for the evening, but we're open and will remain open until the very last bottle has been sold. Which, from my experience, won't be too long now. The discriminating Northlander knows we're a notch above the rest. No Southlands imports here, sir. These bottles are tapped in the Northlands with wine from the tart purple grape.
I'm sure your wine is more than adequate, merchant.
Oh. Very well. What can I get you tonight, most sober of sirs? Perhaps you want to sample a bottle before you buy?
Well, you would buy, but
Thimbleful. A bottle will serve me better.
I somehow already know before we examine them that we're gonna eat one of these bottles, but...
I'm buying.
Which wine, sir?
Well, clearly, How about grapes of Nedra?
An agreeably tart wine. An excellent choice. Not that you could go wrong with any of my...
How much?
Ooh, the gentleman is parched. I understand. The evening's getting on, and there will be no revelry for the abstemious. That's simply...
Come on, man, I'm in a rush.
85 silver.
What? That's preposterous. I don't have that kind of coin.
Well, sir, as I told you, this is no ordinary wine. It's special.
Well, that's the grapes of Nedra anyway.
Grapes of Nedra. I'm unfamiliar with this wine.
We ought to have Northland's Ruby.
Northland's Ruby. Any wine that begins with
Purple Rose of the North, Dragon's Fire, Mercurian Red, Goat's Hollow Winery.
Goat's Hollow Winery. No. Mercurian Red. Plain spoken, but not particularly inspiring.
Oh boy, is there a rave party coming on even with the... No, I guess not, never mind.
Purple Rose? Dragon's Fire. They've even put a little fireball on the bottle. I'm not sure if that's an invitation or a warning.
Well, as it happens, we also have the option of...
Hello again. Changed your mind, sir? Do you perhaps want a little sampler?
actually tasting
I'm
the
not
wine.
some barbarian choosing wines merely by color. A small sample before I make my decision.
Which wine, sir?
Well, let's try Dragon's Fire. That seems inviting.
Interesting. You want to sample the Dragon's Fire, our most potent wine, capable of reducing seasoned warriors to tears and bashful maidens to...
I want to taste it now.
As you please, sir. There you go.
And there's a tiny little thimble that they put the samples on.
A swell and a sip.
So let's get the thimble and actually taste the wine. Let's see how that goes.
Shadow! Burns like fire! Tonight we fight like dragons.
Alright then. Well, before we proceed any further, we'll see that we also have the bird bath next to the store.
The Northlanders are an odd folk.
We can maybe fill the thimble? No, but we can fill the flagon with water from the bird bath.
Non-humans have lower intelligence.
And I do believe that once we've done this, we are also open to drinking that water.
Learned scholars have measured skulls and come to this conclusion. You can look it up in books.
That was like drinking the Shadow's sulphurous piss. I'm reasonably certain that had bird shit in it. I just drank bird shit. This was not a well-considered action by any measure of things.
Beautiful, but they are carriers of foul fevers.
Why do I
and
do this to
sorcerous
myself?
Contagions. The only way to rid the world of magic is to burn it. To burn it with fire. The fire
So neither of those were apparently very effective choices, but
is the contagion.
I noticed that by having both a tiny thimble for sampling and a big flagon, we can maybe do that clearly to no negative repercussion,
Can't stay away, can you, sir?
or any logical one for that matter.
Sample.
Let's sample that again.
A small sample.
Which wine, sir?
Let's get some more of that Dragon's Fire.
Interesting. You want to sample the Dragon's Fire, our most potent wine, capable of reducing seasoned warriors to tears and bashful maidens to...
I want to taste it now.
As you please, sir. 1, 2, 3... 4, 5... 8... 9... 10... Odd. I don't remember the tasting cup being quite so expansive.
Well, I guess you can chalk it up to the drunkenness, but we now have a flagon full of dragon's fire with us. So if we wander over here and examine the pyre kindling.
This must be the kindling they used to start the pyre.
Well, it must be some pretty good kindling if they're planning to start the pyre in the middle of the rain.
This seems like an obvious target for sabotage.
So let's douse this with the dragon's fire.
This should be enough. Sounds like Hilaris is about to wrap up his mad ramblings. I'll just have to wait.
Non-humans have lower intelligence.
Yes, this is clearly the course of action you would want to pursue, considering all the circumstances. Now we see what it does.
This affront to humanity must burn.
Must he? Must is a very strong word. I'm not sure it's a word I use to...
Burn, you transmogrified necromancer! Burn!
Oh boy, here we go.
God save me! God save me! Help me!
You lot, break it up. Nothing to see here. We need to get him to a healer, now! God has protected us. He'll be lucky to survive the night. Right, party's over. Go on, all of you. Go home. Be with your families.
Well, that cleared up the crowd, but there's still the
And now,
issue of actually saving Crow.
this blazing bonfire!
I can't. I need something long enough to reach the cage.
Well, as it happens, I got a pitchfork right over here, and by grabbing it automatically, Ken doesn't remove the cage, but opens the cage. You'd think the cage would be
Talk about cutting things close.
locked in some way or
I
another.
smell singed plumage and smoke.
I guess maybe
So,
not.
Were you lying to me about that secret
Not
entrance?
sure how proficient birds can
No,
be
I
at
would
opening
never.
cage locks.
Well, I totally would. That would be just like me, lying to save my tail feathers. But I was actually telling the truth. I do know a way into the tower. From below. No? Not making much of an impression on you? Okay, then. Follow me, big guy, and I'll lead you through the darkness into the light. The light, in this case, being the tower. More specifically, that weird pillar of dreamy light rising into the center of the tower with all the rotating metal bits.
You mean the engine?
Is that what they call it? The weird thing with the gears and the levers and the metal whatsits? Then yes, the engine. What, you don't want to go there?
Lead the way, Bird. And fast.
Crow. And I'm useful again.
Alright. So, time to retread old ground, if my little estimate before was right. Oh, I don't know if I would call it familiar at this stage, this rate, this general impression. But what's this?
Amateurs! Don't they know who they're dealing with? Don't they know who I... Finally! What took you so long? I've been in here for days!
You fool. How did you manage to get yourself locked up?
Some people don't appreciate art.
Come. You need to prepare the engine for the ritual.
Yes, Master. About bloody time.
Oh boy, who could have seen that coming? Even though his characterization changes pretty much completely from game to game.
Home sweet home.
So yes, we're back at the Journeyman.
You raided it and arrested everyone and directly contributed to closing it down for good? Remember?
Yes, Bird. I remember.
Good. Yeah, it's a far cry from how it looked back in those happy days, but I've nested here, it's not bad. Also, it's Crow. My name is Crow.
What does this place have to do with the tower?
Okay, right. So, There's a secret passage leading from the cellar into a ruined subterranean city below Marcuria. Both April and Zoe used it. I've been through there a few times myself. Purely for research purposes, of course. Not to look for treasure.
Where's the cellar?
Behind the bar and to the right.
So let's take a look. You know, this was also kind of apparently some kind of transition point
They
between
boarded it up? It wasn't boarded up the last
Stark
time
and
I checked.
Arcadia.
Or maybe it was. To be honest,
At
I
least
haven't
for
looked
when
down
Zoe
there in
wandered on
ages.
through.
Well, I guess this is it. There's no way past those flimsy wooden boards. How about grabbing a cup of ale and a front seat to the end of the world? This is it. The end of our journey. And we came so close. I have to say, this turned out to be quite the twist.
Well,
Okay, violence. I'm not used to adventuring with people who resort to violence. I have to say, it's very refreshing not having to look for keys or levers or trying to trick wizards into lowering bridges. We should have brought you along from the start. You would have saved us a lot of time.
Let's go, Bird.
Crow, seriously.
I don't know how helpful he would have been in Klax's
Here we
castle
are.
in the
This
first
is
game,
it.
but
The entrance to the grand underground realm beneath Marcuria. It doesn't look so grand from this side, but believe me, it's grand.
totally. And I believe we're about to get a reference to
There's
the
nothing here.
No. watch
best
this.
ever puzzle from the
Next
second
part
game.
is truly awesome. Ahem. Look! Not bad, eh? Just like with your foot upstairs, except with my voice. Come on! What are you waiting for?
I can't get through there.
Oh, sure you can. It's just... Ooh, yeah, no. I see what you mean. That would be a tight squeeze. You're bigger than I thought, big guy. Weird. When April and Zoe did it, they fit perfectly, and they're not that much smaller than... Wait, I know. You need to sing.
Sing?
Makes perfect sense. Bird makes music, bird-sized hole appears, human makes music. Well, you do the math.
I can't sing.
You have a sing hole in your face. Blow air through it. Go on. The fate of the universe depends on it.
Fine. How does it go again?
Now you. Go!
Well, that variation doesn't really work. Well, at least it's a bit more intuitive in this version, where you don't have to pick it up from the background music, and once you get to the part where you actually need to remember it, you can't hear it again. So I believe it's gonna be... And then the low one.
Nothing. That was correct, wasn't it? It sounded correct to my ears.
That was, serviceable. So,
Also pretty off-key
Maybe
on purpose, I
need to do it
imagine.
louder.
I don't think... Wait. There was something else.
Oh yeah, the egg
When
thing.
April passed through here, she had some sort of, egg.
Egg.
A magic egg. It must still be down here somewhere. Unless someone's stolen it. Which is quite possible. It was a while ago.
How would a magic egg help?
How can a magic egg not help? Come on, look for it.
Well, apparently the troll-looking
I feel
underground creatures from the tunnels down in that area also have multiple legs like that. So I don't know. Well, let's look for the magic egg that we used for that section. Where could it be?
once were barrels, probably for beer or wine.
Do we need to retread our steps a little farther?
A sad sack. Flour, maybe. From the label, I'd say this probably held liquor once.
Well, what is this over here? Got a light.
There's something odd about that lamp. It doesn't match the rest of the decor.
So can we handle that lamp?
This some sort of egg? The goddess smiles on me tonight. I'll just need to be careful. Shadow. There. Got it.
It's alright.
It certainly looks like a magic egg, whatever its true purpose. Hopefully, it'll help me.
Well, it doesn't quite look the same as the egg from Dreamfall the first, I don't think. Not quite as glowy and lacking in reflectiveness. So I guess it's time to use our egg to repeat this experiment. Ah, there we go.
Hey, whoa, what did you do?
I used the egg. Weren't you watching?
No. But see, I told you, the magic egg helped. I guess you needed a magic item because you were so thoroughly unmagical. Me? I'm a magic bird. I'm my own, magic egg. No props needed. And now there are magic symbols. Cool. Well, good luck with that.
It's alright, well. It still works more or less the same way. And at least it does have the ascending scale set properly. Or set in a straightforward way.
Nice work, big guy. And nice work, me.
Onwards, bird.
Crow. How hard is it to get that one right? Crow.
You know, the biggest thing, which I need to restate to emphasize it because of how stupidly designed it was in the first time it appeared in the second game, wherein you needed to notice the riff in the background music and sung by some of the creatures, and once you get to the place where you actually need to input it, it doesn't show up anymore, so... Better notice this inconspicuous thing that you might not even be able to tell you need for anything. Alright, I guess we needed to see that, even though that's pretty much been established this whole time. That this evil festival of taking control is happening.
These creatures down here, grubbers, but they've all vanished. I don't know where they could have gone. They wouldn't really fit in upstairs, especially not with the those new guidelines vis-a-vis magicals. So what we're looking for is right there. A floaty thing, what you can row in?
Boat?
That's it!
So, time to row the boat.
Row your boat gently across the,
Gotta press left bumper to row the boat. So,
all kinds of ancient, tentacly weirdness and sleeping gods.
Please, bird. Silence.
Crow! And I'm just trying to lighten the mood, big guy. You need to laugh more.
I laugh when it's appropriate to do so.
Show me.
What? No. I won't perform for you like a trained ape man.
Come on. You can do it. It's easy. Like this. See? Open your mouth, smile, push air through. I mean, I have a beak. I don't know how it works for you humans, but if I was going to guess...
Ha! Ha ha! Huh?
That's sad. Frankly, that was disturbing. Please don't ever do that again.
You have my word.
Good. So, did you and April ever hook up? You know, mate, copulate?
No. Bird, you need to learn common decency. And I am gay. I don't mate with women.
Interesting. I prefer females myself, but it's not like there's a lot of us around, whatever my species is. And as long as I'm not starting a family of my own, who cares, really? Although I would like to start a family, I'm getting on. It may not show, but I've plucked some gray feathers, and I can feel it in my wings. Most mornings, they're stiff as dry twigs. I won't be around forever. It would be nice with a young wife to take care of me in my twilight years, to regurgitate my food and care for our hatchlings. I'd like to pass down some of the wisdom I've acquired through my journeys across the world, and all the jokes.
I'm sure you'll meet the right bird someday. Soon.
I hope so. I really hope so.
Well, we needed that scene of character edification, I'm sure. Well, it's actually kind of interesting how they, I guess, remodeled everything, or re-rendered everything, every part of the shoreline that you actually got to walk on back in the first Dreamfall. Well, the second game, which was the first Dreamfall, because stupid naming scheme. Well, at least, like I said before, there's no combat sections where you kick these short, trollish creatures.
This is it.
This is unbelievable. It's beautiful. My skin is tingling. There's a strange energy coming from that. These are dreams.
That swirling blue pillar? If you listen closely, you can hear them. Thousands of voices. It is beautiful. This place was built by the grubbers who lived down here as some sort of container to store dreams. And now the grubbers are mysteriously gone. There's probably some greater plot here that I cannot possibly wrap my little bird brain around. The tower's right above us.
They built the tower on top of this place. That can't be a coincidence.
Oh, speaking of coincidences, I remember the temple that used to be up there, before they tore it down, belonged to the Sentinel, the protectors of the balance. Nice place. Beautiful murals. Shame it got destroyed. And like I said, probably just a coincidence.
That's my way up.
I'll fly up and wait for you at the top. It'll take you a while to climb the whole way.
And we're not gonna get to see just how that happens. But yeah, apparently, according to this, the grubbers, the weird troll creatures that were down here before, are the counterparts to the Ular up in the mountains. Well, I thought it was the band at first glance, because if you remember in the first Longest journey, there's a sequence where they take April down to like a dreaming tree roots place or something, so you could see that could be described as a well of dreams, sort of. I forgot about that blue pillar place that I think leads to Dreamtime too. It also shows up in the second game. But, well, what are we here? I guess this guy's efforts didn't go so well. Well, thank goodness Mr. Evil's Skull doesn't know where the rest of them are. So apparently he knows about that house. I guess why wouldn't he? It was the incident.
Shit, they're trying to break through. Oh, this isn't good.
So maybe the plan might be host after all. Unless the tide somehow turns.
That took longer than I expected. I had time for a wee nap.
Light. This is incredible. It must have taken years to build all this.
It's pretty nifty. And oh so shiny. You Azadi are really into metal, aren't you? So, what now?
I need to access the engine's central control panel. There should be a speaking tube there I can use to reach Anna, Enu, and Fedaus.
I'm guessing that would be in the center of this chamber, and there's someone there.
It's just one person. Can you see if he's armed?
I don't think so. He looks really old and frail. You could probably kill him with your pinky finger. Actually, he looks familiar. But I'm probably wrong. My eyes aren't what they used to be.
We need to be careful, or he may raise the alarm. Stay here, Bird.
Crow. Crow. It's Crow. It's...
So let's get to the center of this place. There's
Appears to be an old man.
the old man.
Is he an engineer?
Such a strange and unfamiliar figure.
Various controls for the engine.
And once again, be thankful for the invisible walls that keep us from falling off the edge.
Connected via pipes. These are all part of the engine, connected via pipes.
Well, at least you get a railing on this side. Safety first, evidently. And here's a lever. For this do. Ah, there we go. Just keep building the path that'll lead to the center, I suppose. Also, we can't just get there straightforward, in a straightforward way, because that would be too convenient. Also,
That
we
door leads to
apparently...
the outer circumference of the tower, and walk right into the hands of the tower sentries.
The outer circumference of the tower, so this is the entirety of the inside of the tower, I suppose. There's nothing other than this giant smokestack hollow pipe inside.
He
Well,
might not pose much of a danger, but he could call on the tower sentries. I need to stay out of his sight.
well, what if we go right up to him and say hi?
Hey, what?
Apparently he uses a smoke ninja bomb. And well, let's be a bit more stealthy this time, and actually take action.
No incantations, no sorcery, no suspicious wiggling of fingers.
I'm not a wizard, not really. Honest to gods, I'm an engineer, just an engineer.
For
Well,
some reason, his oddly shaped head brings to mind Gien.
I could not be.
I've seen you before. Your misshapen head, it's familiar to me. Were you ever on Gien?
No,
The truth now.
not in 100 years have I been to Gien. And that's the god's honest truth.
That head. I could have sworn. What's your business here, old man?
What's my dear chap? I designed and built this engine. This is all me. It's an accomplishment without equal in this world, and
So, what does it do?
What does it do? It calculates. It's a giant calculating machine, that's all.
At all.
He's not being particularly forthcoming, and that the pickled turnip beats the rod and nails every time.
I don't know about that in this situation.
I'll break each and every bone in your body until you start talking.
No, please. I don't really know what they're using it for. I mean, it's an engine designed to make infinitely complex calculations. Numbers, equations, beyond any mortal mathematician's skills. But I don't know what the Prophet and his Azadi emissary are planning. I'm simply doing the Prophet's bidding. I didn't have a choice. I don't make the grand plans. As I said, just a humble engineer.
So, this is a steampunk computer, I believe.
Oh, thank the cruel gods of old you're here, finally.
Ooh, who that? Oh,
As I said, just a humble engineer.
I find that hard to believe.
so maybe
Oh, thank
Don't
the
fall
cruel
for that
gods
this
of old
time.
you're here, finally. Please save me from this barbarian brute. You'll be sorry you ever threatened me, foul lout.
Wizards.
Good job taking out the frail old guy.
No, I mean,
Clax!
he was either gonna punch us with
Hey, Clax! As in
the
Roman
dark
Clax,
hand, or
wizard, puppeteer, writer, entertainer,
he's gonna
slightly
stab us
greasy
in the gut
geezer.
with that knife.
What's Clax doing here? Last time I saw him, he got arrested by the Azadi for doing a puppet show about magic. Don't ask.
It appears he's working with the Azadi, not against them. But it doesn't matter. I need to contact Fadaus.
And I'll be perching right over here, keeping an eye on things.
So where is this speaking to? Is that it right there? There's a lever. Can't select that thing right above the levers, even though that looks the most suspicious.
Yes, ma'am. What do you need, ma'am?
Oh boy.
Oh, we didn't transmit the wrong spheres again, did we? Oh, our apologies, ma'am. We'll take a look at it right away, ma'am.
So apparently that didn't quite work.
It was not.
Oh, okay. You should get it right next time.
Thank you. That's very helpful feedback, Bird.
You're welcome.
In order to win, you shouldn't lose.
Clean up, Darren here. What's your problem down there? Another racket in the gears? Eh? Hello? Hello? Mate? Damn! Certainly. It's the speaking tube locked again. Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
Wrong again?
Yes.
Should have taken my advice.
Yes.
Well, let's continue. What could this one be for?
Entrance hall guard post. This is Baylor. Do you need someone down there, Dal? Dal? Hello? Guess not.
Wrong again?
Yes.
Should have taken my advice.
Yes.
So I suppose we're actually underground level right now. I guess that makes sense, but...
Hello? Hello? Enu? Anna? Fadaus? Anyone there?
Well, how do we know that that's the correct one?
We're here, Kian.
Thank goddess. So, what now? Hello?
You don't actually have to speak so loud, Kian. We can hear you perfectly well. I'll put Ferdows on. One moment.
Apostle? I mean, Mir? Kian? Right. Okay, so, remember our first conversation? You're inside the core now. The heart of the engine. And the chamber you're in, it's a battery. It contains all the dreams the tower has collected. Millions of them. You've probably seen the big glowing blue pillar. That's the vortex, the manifestation of the dream energy. You're standing by the main controls to the engine.
I don't need details, Fadaus. Just tell me what to do.
Sorry. So, there's a way to control the engine from where I am, but you need to give me direct access first. Right now, the engine will be in automatic mode because it's designed to be autonomous during the final calculations. You need to put it back into manual mode. There should be a panel to the left of the speaking tube. Locate the knob with a hand symbol on it. That indicates manual controls.
To the left of the speaking tube. Oh, it's not the same console if it's here. What do we got? Buttons. Oh, well, if you look very closely, you can see that there's a hand symbol, a gear, and a bell. That's probably not good. Press the gear, nothing happens. But we cannot continue pressing stuff. I guess we return here.
No. No. That's not right. That was clearly the wrong knob, Keon. You need to do this right, because otherwise, let's not talk about the otherwise. Once again, here's what you need to do.
Alright, there we go.
No. Again, wrong knob. Listen carefully, Keon. Right now, the engine, there should be a pan.
Alright, let's actually press the right thing this time. And see how that goes.
And we're in manual mode. Good. That's great work. We need to act fast because warning lamps will be lighting up all over. Now that we've disabled the automatic mode, you need to patch me directly into the engine's controls. Do you see the panel on the, I think the far wall behind you?
Well, the game is trying to make sure that I do.
To the knobs on my console. You must switch that panel's redirector at the same time you switch the signal repeater on the main console.
Switch what with what? At the same time? That panel's on the other side of the chamber.
This operation usually requires 2 people.
Fadaus, I'm on my own here, you know that.
Yeah, right, sure. It's still the only way to make this work, so,
I'll figure something out. Hold on.
Alright. Well, I mean, we're not alone in here.
Bird, we have a problem.
Naturally. And since you're including me, Crow, in this conversation, what is it you need me to do for you?
Fadaus needs access to the engine in order to reprogram it.
Furidaus? Reprogram? Those words sound like gobbledygook to me.
Just listen. Fadaus, will Crow be able to switch on the redirector?
Crow? What Crow?
Oh, it's that adorable bird who's friends with Zoe. Hey, Kian, are you with Crow? How did that happen?
Crow is a large and reasonably intelligent magical fowl, capable of following basic directions. Can he turn the switch?
Reasonably intelligent?
I don't see why not. It's just a switch.
Reasonably?
Good. So, Crow, that panel on the other side of the room, there's a switch. Fadaus, what does the switch look like?
Reasonably? Really?
It's big and it's painted green. It should be easy to find, even for a bird.
Even for a... Oh, just wait till I get my beak on you, fella. All right.
I guess that's the switch that's not in this console, but in the other one.
A bird of reasonable intelligence should be able to pull that one off.
Alright, so...
So, you'll need to go...
think over there.
There. See that panel? Look for a green switch. Wait for my signal. Then flip it.
Gotcha. Wait, what kind of signal?
A signal, I don't know. A wave.
What if you have to wave for some other reason? It could get confusing. Fine, arm waving. I'll keep my eyes open for flapping arms. Wait! Did you actually call me Crow before? Not bird, but Crow?
I
must have missed that.
You did. You love me. I'll do anything for you, Kian. Anything you want. I can't believe you called me Crow.
Just do this, bird. Crow.
There it is again. Consider it done, Kian. Partner. Best friend.
Crow's on his way to the other panel. What do I do on my end?
So, let's see. There should be 3 panels where you're standing.
I don't know.
And further right, another set of 3 panels. See the big lever on the first panel? That's the one you need to pull. There's only one. You can't miss it. Probably. Pull the lever and hold it down while the talking bird flips the switch on the other panel. Don't let go until I tell you to.
Understood.
Alrighty then. How do we know which one is the first panel? I mean, there's the lever. Well, it's the only thing we can interact with. What if we count from right to left?
Goddess. Kian?
Oh.
Kian.
What's this?
What are you...
Tana? Mother?
Light. Why are you here, Kian? Oh, how did you... I'm relieved to see you. Where's Zami? Is he here?
He's confronting Vamon's men, together with the Resistance. Mother, we've seen the camps. We know what's been happening on Guyenne.
I know, I know. We need to talk urgently, but not here. We must leave now before...
Wait. What are you doing here?
I've kept my eye on this engine, trying to learn what it can do. Kian, I need to tell you something important, and we don't have much...
Okay, remind me again about that sign you're supposed to give me, Keon. Was it one arm above your head, or... Oh, hello? Wait, what? You two actually know each other?
Crow. What?
Does everyone know each other? How many people are there in the world? 5? I guess
Apparently.
I should be used to this by now. I've been around you guys long enough, nothing should surprise me. So, Mother, how's the Office of Scientific Research going? You just let me know when you need another message delivered. I'm your bird.
The Office of Scientific... You work for the Office of Scientific Research?
Oh, Kian.
Works? Mother Utana runs the Office of Scientific Research. I know this because I've been a messenger bird for the Mother both in Sadir and here in Marcuria.
Oh my god,
She's
what a
the top
twist.
dog, numero uno. No one above. She is the Office of Scientific Research.
Who could have seen this coming? It was foreshadowed so well.
Not like this. Not now. I guess it can't be helped.
You knew about the camps? About the magicals? About what Sister Alessandra was doing? How long? How long have you known? Wait. Are you behind all of this?
I don't know what to say, except... I am truly sorry.
Okay, it's not like we just escaped something like this.
Just lie down. I'm sorry. Hold still. Don't die on me. You left me no choice.
What did you do? Did you just stab him? Why? That's...
What happened here? Who's that?
An inconvenience. I took care of it.
For your sake, I hope you're right. What's the matter with you?
That goon, he sucker punched me.
And now you're back on your feet, so get to... What's the bird doing here?
You? Aren't you?
The bird that apparently he recognizes. And mutually so.
We can't
Well,
afford
rip.
any other distractions. The dreams are restless. The engine is ready. It is
Probably actually the most likable character in the series. That's actually pretty tragic. At least unless you remember some of the lore that was thrown around earlier concerning him. Suggestions. But now back to Zoe, I suppose. With that exhaust port in her back now for some reason. It's interesting clothing design for whatever this is.
They're on some kind of lockdown. I'm guessing because of me.
You're in Jiva.
Jiva? That sounds familiar. Wait, Helena Chang's company. My mother.
Well, thank goodness they have these logos plastered in this mined prisoner area. It makes it quite convenient for exposition. Well,
What do they do in this lab? Bioengineering, definitely, but what exactly?
well, apparently we just got out of somewhere. Just got out of what, incubation? So the other places we can go are... An elevator, restrooms, observation. Yeah, observation. And Chimera, apparently. Well, what's this way? This is observation. And it doesn't look like it's very...
Heavy duty. They could easily lock down this entire place.
It's gonna be very easy to get around here. Here's the incubation. No, it's... I guess we came from somewhere else, and we came from the brain place. Brain logo, and that one's open for whatever reason. Well, I guess observation was for where Zoe was being kept. And what's this?
1-9. Faith.
Oh boy.
Faith. As in my half-sister, Faith.
Who was completely left unexplained at the end of the second game.
1-5. Hope.
Hope. Faith.
1-3. Hannah.
Oh man.
What does this mean?
Oh, that was our name.
Is that my incubation pod? What? 1-1. Zoe. Jesus. What does this 1?
So we can loop that, I suppose, but...
What does this mean? Was that...
Apparently there's some cloning antiques going on here. Also, Jiva backwards is Avil. That's interesting. It's kind of like when they did that.
They're scanning molecular structures. People. Brains.
That one animated film, I can't remember, where they have a bad guy parroting Steve Jobs, and he has a company called Live, and then when they put it backwards, it's evil. And this place has the same kind of a Apple aesthetic, so... Oh boy, now we're being hunted, I suppose. So let's see where we are now. We've just made it out of incubation, and now we're on our way to sequencing some kind of orange symbol. Clearly we have time to stop and look at this, I was gonna say. Okay, seriously though, what is orange symbol? Bioengineering? No. Maintenance. Okay, that makes sense. Now let's actually keep moving. Let's go to sequencing and...
Underground? And what are those blue lines?
I don't know.
Shit. I'm trapped.
Oh boy, we actually are trapped though.
We have a runner exiting bioengineering. This is not Briar Rose. Shoot to kill.
But they have a runner, so I guess... Oh, there we go.
Target's down. Repeat, the target's dead.
Affirmative. Head back to bioengineering. There may be witnesses. Take care of them.
Get back to bioengineering. Well, thank goodness they can't hear me, you know, tinkering with this thing. Get back to bioengineering, there may be witnesses. Well, I guess we have to follow him now, since he's not gonna be looking behind him. Presumably. Oh, okay, he's just gonna go his own way, and there's a split here, that's convenient.
Poor guy.
Well, there's a dead guy.
I hate to do this, but
And we need...
more than you. I'm sorry.
Need Edmund A. Wiggs access card. Alright. Wonder if, you know, my Kickstarter reward bells are going off again. Wonder if somebody got paid to get killed in this game. Hey, can I close this door and lock you in there? No, I guess not. And it looks like this, well, aside from this guy, everything else we can find on this spot is kind of locked down. Kind of watched from every angle, so maybe with this card we can actually open up this door back here.
Bioengineering is clear. Repeat, we're clear. No survivors and no Briar Rose. Resuming patrol towards sequencing, Central.
Yeah, here we go. So apparently they're not really faring that much better over here. That's reassuring.
They're all dead. Jesus, this is horrible.
So I mean, you've seen your share of stuff, I suppose. Gotta be deadpan about it. Well, I guess the dead bodies are preventing us from going to that side of the room. They're forming an unscalable barrier. Oh wait, never mind. Can go to this side, but there's no actual way to interact with the door, so... I guess we have no choice after all. Time for railroading. Well, excuse me, I'm just trying to get out of here. Oh boy. I guess we're not really able to react in a timely fashion. Oh boy. Yeah, same thing there. Oh, but here we are.
Dad?
Zoe, don't...
Stop! Don't move or I shoot! We got her. She's in the core. I repeat, target is in the core. Stay there. Everyone, stay exactly where you are.
Hello, Zoe.
Lady, I told you.
Mom. Helena. Dad, what's going on? What is this place?
You need to get out of here, now.
Everyone, stop talking!
As for that guy. Guess apparently the people down here, or at least the guards, aren't a part of this. Don't remember that part. I guess you could have done that before. So it's her mom again, the one who put us into a coma. And who it was very glossed over the fact that she was her mom at all in this second game when we met her. I actually didn't really gather on that until after I played this one, I think.
The new age. Goddess, protect me. I pray I'm doing right by you. We cannot let outsiders dictate the future of our empire. The Prophet is a tool, and so is this engine. Your light is eternal, Goddess. Under my watch, it will reach the darkest corners of the world and beyond.
Behold, the mechanical revolution, an end to magic, the dawn of enlightenment. Witness the engine and its awesome powers.
See, they figured out the microphones. Well, wasn't this exact thing happening at the end of Dreamfall, though, the second game in the after credits scene? There was something like that going on. Was that prolepsis? Flash forward? Guess we'll never find out. Well, you know, for all the faults I give this overall story, I think the root of most of them lie in how Dreamfall, the first Dreamfall, the second game in the series, was presented. That was quite a mess.
Keon! Keon, please respond.
Even compared to this.
Tell you, Anna. If he's hurt, we'll need a new plan.
Shit. We can't even get out of here with those soldiers trying to break in.
Yeah. About that. Is it just me, or is it,
Quiet? The soldiers must have left. Something's going on.
Something bad if they've abandoned their posts.
We need to move. Now, if we can't get through to Keon, or if he's dead, we need to get into the tower ourselves.
But how?
If the Azadi really have abandoned their posts? Through the front door.
That sounds incredibly dangerous.
I'm sure it will be. Let's go.
Wait! Okay, you two head for the tower. I'm going to find the others. If the Azadi are running scared, we have an opportunity to strike back.
All right. Stay safe, Annie.
You too. I hope Keon's okay. I'm sure he's okay. Keon's always okay, right?
Well, clearly. He's got that video game hero contractual immortality up to a certain point. So what's going on with Zoe now? She One of those pods from those memory machines from that other adventure game series.
There you are.
Mum? What? Where's Dad?
You must have a lot of questions.
Hey, why am I locked up in here? Let me out!
I can't do that, but I promise I'll explain. Just try to relax.
Please, Is that... Dad? Dad! Dad, what's happening? Let me out!
He can't. Not yet.
What did you do?
I had to subdue him. There's so much at stake, I can't afford anyone getting overly emotional.
Well, what is happening though?
Even though Helen is my mother, she
Come on.
whatever she's done to me, she is my biological mother. That must mean something to her.
Well, I guess the wordy answer is actually the more appropriate one, if you consider what it means though.
Pleading. Open this up right now. Let me go. Let me out, or I swear I'll...
Calm down. Getting upset won't help you or your father. After we're done, you can leave. You and Gabrielle. That was the deal.
Done with what?
The culmination of 30 years of research. My life's work. Rebooting the world.
What?
I will explain, and hopefully you'll understand. But first, I do need you to calm down and be rational. Nothing good will come from panicking.
Oh.
She's right. There's no point fighting this. Not yet. Calm down.
Well, let's try to play it cool for now. Deep breath.
That's better. Deep breath, Zoe. Now listen to me. For the past year and a half, you've been in a coma inside Jiva's labs in Mumbai. You've been dreaming.
No, that's not possible.
Hold on, I'm not saying it's all been a dream. Everything you've experienced has been real. That's what's so amazing and exciting.
Past year and a half.
While you were dreaming, you projected a physical binary of yourself into the waking world.
Alrighty then.
Like entangled
This I completely forgot for whatever reason.
in Europolis. You dreamed yourself a new life in Propast, and it came to be as real as anything.
But why?
2 reasons. Misdirection, to keep Wadi Corp off our backs, and more importantly, to trigger your memories and activate your latent powers. We needed you to return to that parallel otherworld to find and absorb a primal source of dreaming energy to fulfill your potential.
Lux, are you there?
You have a unique skill. You must have realized this by now. You can reshape reality.
I'm a dreamer.
And apparently the hair that was in the first 80% of the game was just a fake.
I couldn't wait around for that to happen, so your father and I made you.
Because that makes sense, and well, I don't know what makes sense with the rules of this world, man.
What did he do? They were married. Of course they made me. What does she mean?
Well, I mean, what does she mean?
My father.
We were partners, and you were the first experiment, our first creation. We designed you, the first manufactured dreamer. You were born in this lab. There were other experiments, half-sisters. Faith, of course, the final girl. She was a mistake. And you met Hannah not so long ago. She was the second experiment, after you. You were drawn to each other, and she was drawn here, to Aingana, to the dreams. I know she's in Mumbai, but she's not strong enough to affect anything. She poses no threat. None of them worked out, not the way we intended. And I didn't think you would either. So I let your father take you away when you were a toddler. He cared so much about you, he was willing to give up everything, his life, his career. Me? How could I say no?
Oh, what the fuck is this then?
Until you connected to a dream machine, that I realized your powers were there, only latent. That's why I put you in a coma and brought you back here. I did it to protect you. If I hadn't, Wadi would have taken you. Your father had no choice but to come along. He did what he had to do to keep you safe. We both did. We saved your life, Zoe, and we made a deal. Gabrielle would help me finish what we'd begun. We'd be partners again, and then afterwards, he could take you home. I'd leave you alone. The deal still stands once we finish changing the world.
Changing the world, well.
Did she just say what I think she said? Helena is clearly unstable.
Well, so how did she go from the hospital bed to Propas, though, if that was like a fake mental projection, according to this? Was the her that was sleeping in the hospital bed also a fake?
Did she just say what I think she said? Changing what?
Changing everything. For the better. I need you to understand this. We're going to remake the world.
You know, at what point?
How?
I don't have time to go into details, but...
You know, the thing about writing stuff like this is that you need to be aware of all the ramifications that it has.
Story time.
Different cultures have
And the fact that the audience is in fact gonna question that.
Dream time. Think of it as the initial state of all matter and energy in every possible universe. The blueprint. All realities originated in this initial state, and they remain entangled, evolving, one universe affecting another. Wave energies are fueled by dreams. Particles in our world are entangled with particles in Arcadia because they were created together in story time.
So what you're telling me is that you don't believe in string theory.
And thus the observable universe through dreams.
Aha, well, what about the villains from the second game?
The dream machine. How does Arcadia fit into the puzzle? What about my friends in Propast? What about Reza?
I don't know.
Are they just
I guess I want to ask both of these, but I'm more curious about this one.
If I dreamed myself into Europolis, what about Reza? My friends? Were they...
Dreams? No, you don't understand. They're real. All of it was real, Zoe.
Mm-hmm.
You were there, in Propast. A physical projection, walking amongst real people. A three-dimensional copy made flesh, using the power of dreams. And they never realized.
So I really did help that guy get shot in the head.
I sent someone to protect you in case anything went wrong. It's a good thing I did, too. Things spun out of control. Falk Friedman saved your life. As for Reza, it's more complicated.
Wait, if she had been killed there, would she have been killed in real,
His reckless
the real body?
investigations caught their attention. They needed to manipulate the press, and they wanted to keep an eye on you. He was an easy tool, so they brainwashed him. We'll fix Reza, I promise.
So I guess word never got out. Right, what about the other evil corporation?
So what's Watticorp's role in this?
Wadi funded us, funded the development of the Dream Machine. We needed to collect and store dream energy. The Dream Machine facilitated that. They thought we were working for them, not the other way around. Wadi just wanted brainwashed consumers. They wanted to sell their silly toy to billions and rule over a virtual world.
So what about the fat guy? Pete, what about that other Chinese lady that apparently killed him and took over at the end? Is that ever gonna be addressed? Spoilers, no it isn't.
And Arcadia?
One of many worlds spawned from dreams. A world of... I'm a scientist. I don't understand magic. It's chaotic, complex, and unpredictable. Magic is dangerous, and it has no place in a rational universe. But we needed it. We had to bridge the divide in order to store these vast quantities of dream energy. We put things in motion to return you to Arcadia, but you did most of the work yourself. Of course, we had help on the other side, a partner, but he didn't... You did it on your own, Zoe. You were compelled to connect with the primal force that inhabited the initial state before this universe. That was only possible by crossing the divide. Something called you there. Some force guided you. I don't know how to quantify it or explain it.
But I still want to control it.
You absorbed
This
it,
makes sense.
and it didn't kill you. You got stronger. Strong enough to wake up and break out sooner than anticipated, but the timing ended up being perfect. You've reached your full potential. You're finally ready to interface with Eingana.
Yeah, that thing, you know.
She's mentioned Eingana several times now. It sounds important. And familiar.
Wasn't it that big flesh cone in the big vat in the second game that we hit with some kind of worm virus to make it shut down? I don't know.
Eingana.
Meet Eingana.
I guess not.
It took me decades to design and build her. She spans dimensions, taps into the dream energies. She's quite the thing. But she's actually not the first.
Oh, here we go.
Lottie had the prototype. They used her to operate the beta version of DreamNet. After she was destroyed, we built Eingana 2.
So why did the first one need to be some kind of flesh cone creature?
Recording the dreams of hundreds of millions of Dream Machine users. And now, we're reversing the process. With you as the conduit, connecting quantum fields, connecting dream time with reality, Eingana will begin to alter our observable universe. Don't look so worried, Zoe. You won't need to do anything. She knows what to do. I've programmed her, and my template will guide her.
So where are we right now, like physically?
A world
Geographically.
without death, a world without superstition, intolerance. A world where everyone's equal.
How far underground?
Justice and compassion will prevail. A world not ruled by corporations or religions, but by science and logic, by rational thought. A better world.
You ever watch season 11 of Doctor Who? Well,
I need to stall for time. Keep her talking until I can figure out a way to open this pod. She's waiting for me to respond. I think she needs me to understand. If I don't say anything...
I don't know. I think we wanted to keep her talking. I guess we're not a fan of what she's doing here.
How will you accomplish all of this?
I know you have more questions, but we need to get started before those goons break down the doors and ruin everything.
How about no?
Here we go.
I guess she doesn't need it to be done willingly. Why is her logo plastered on that, like, prisoner suit? If she's trying to be subtle and, you know, discreet, isn't there a point where she stops and says, you know, that's enough? Maybe this is a paper trail of the most stupid variety. Well, now we're back in the passageway from the start of the game, which didn't exist in the first version of the game, so this is technically something that was new when the final book came out.
Is that you?
I think so. I'm supposed to show you something.
What?
So there's Crow,
Why? What are you doing here?
even though he's dead now.
And where is here?
I don't know. I don't even know how I got here. I'm a bit. I don't feel right. I'm not sure what happened, and I'm not sure I'm all here, if that makes sense.
No.
No. Yeah, no. I can see how that makes no sense.
What are you supposed to show me?
Oh, I almost forgot. So the ghost in the machine told me to do this thing. This one last thing. The ghost said that this has been my destiny all along. I don't expect you'll know what I'm talking about.
Crow, I don't even know where this is. A minute ago, I was inside a pod in a lab, and now...
We're inside the quantum weave that makes all the stories. This is reality's blueprint.
Just take my word for it.
What does quantum mean? What's a blueprint?
Well, that explains everything.
That was sarcasm. I detect sarcasm.
This ghost in the machine, who was it?
No idea. I remember nothing before meeting you here, aside from a ghost telling me to show you what I'm about to show you. And I don't even know what that is.
Show me what? There's nothing here.
Alrighty then.
Let's go find it.
Well, I mean, we had a ghost in the machine in the second game, but that one was purged, I guess. But we had a very small hint of something similar to that in this game. Oh boy. Speaking of that, I think this is the
Does this look at all familiar to you?
scene from the intro to the second game, yeah, the monastery.
There you go. Maybe
Where
that's it.
Brian was when he traveled to Arcadia.
Hey, that
For the first time. Well, to Dreamtime and then to Arcadia. What is this?
It's a handwritten letter.
I am at the crossroads between waking and dream. One path leads back to the world I left behind. The other path leads to a place of shadows. between the familiar and the unknown, between certainty and doubt, my choice would seem obvious. Any sane man would turn around, return to the world he knows, forget what he has learned, and live his life in blissful ignorance. But in truth, it is too late. My choice was made many years ago, when I first embarked on this journey. I cannot turn back. I am at a crossroads. But for me, there is only one path. I leave behind these words in the hope that someday they will serve as a map for someone else. To whomever reads this, Godspeed on your journey. If you ever decide to follow in my footsteps, look me up. Brian Westhouse.
Brian Westhouse? Our Westhouse?
The plot thickens.
Thickens?
Not really, I mean. You're saying that about this? The one thing that was actually foreshadowed? Jesus.
There's that, I guess.
Come on, there's more.
The one thing that was really freaking obvious from the scenes in the second game, well... Oh boy, well, he's about to cross over, but we're not gonna catch up to him, I suspect.
I've seen stuff like that in films, but never in real life.
What is that stuff anyway?
Buddhist temple.
Like parchments or bells? There he is. Like some kind of punching bag, I don't know. Apparently this is 19...
Okay, so
sometime in the first half of the 20th century.
We're all over the place. Let's follow him.
Through the... Wait!
Oh, apparently no choice.
This is the story time.
You know this place?
I remember. I was here. For a long time. It's the place between. I didn't want to wake up and they needed me. The people who were dreaming. They were sick. I tried to help them.
Uh-huh. Interesting. But we need to see what's going on. I'm supposed to show you this.
Alrighty then. Well, we set the bonfire with the old vagabond hobo guy.
What are you doing here? You
who was also in the intro to the second game, this exact scene.
I don't...
Well, but without so much bloom.
What is this place?
How did you get here? Go back the way you came, quickly. You cannot stay.
I don't know how to go.
It is here. What have you done? What have you done?
What do you mean? What?
The undreaming.
God.
Well, what was the undreaming doing in Dreamtime to begin with? That's what I want to know.
No. No.
What is that terrifying thing?
That's the undreaming. I know it is. I feel it.
Well, that's going to give me nightmares for a long, long time.
The undreaming entered Westhouse.
It sure did.
Oh my.
Looking for it? Is that why he came here? Or was it an accident?
I guess that's what you're supposed to figure out. Come on, we have more places to visit.
So let's just warp away. Into a loading screen. Oh boy. Well, I guess we're not gonna keep following her right now, because I think we gotta get the big reveal here. Wonder what could be the whole reason this is happening. Oh boy, the mask is off. Oh boy, who could have seen that coming? Brian was evil all along. Oh my, what a twist. I could not see this coming at all. Oh wait. Unlike every other twist in this, quote-unquote, that one was actually really fucking obvious if you played the second game. So, what better time than now than to bring this up and interrupt this with the best written, least ham-fisted character in this whole thing. And the one least prone to being muddled by the vagueness in the writing here. It's Saga again.
Sweet home.
And she's... Jesus Christ. Was her hair blue before? I think it was. Was it? No, actually, no. I think her hair like keeps changing color as she gets older.
Could be decades.
For some reason, like you can see in the baby picture that she's like blonde.
There's not much time until the song lines align. Let's
And
see.
in...
Elixir, a good rope, a spatula.
You're not gonna look for your dad. So, alright, let's get elixir, a rope, and spatula. But apparently in her...
It's a miracle Papa didn't lock me in my room. Not that it would have done much good. Paths and portals everywhere.
Apparently, when she was a baby, she was blonde, but when she got older, her hair got blue, like naturally. That's curious. Well, her mother had green skin, so...
I barely remember her. And I barely think about her anymore. It was time to let go.
Alrighty then. Well, there's a spatula. I don't know why we need that. She really doesn't seem the type for Douglas Adams type stuff after a certain point. So, what else do we need? Elixir and a rope. Okay. I'm not gonna look at anything else, well.
I put away most of their stuff when Papa left. What's the point in keeping things around? It's not like they're ever coming back.
But you can find your own way back and you don't care. Well, I mean, just fuck you, Dad, forever.
I'm not sure I like that reminder. She haunted us for so long, and her ghost took Papa away from me.
I think Saga might be crawling in her skin a little bit.
I'm not sure what to do with the place. It's not like I can put it on the open market. Transdimensional domicile for sale, fully furnished. Beware temporal shifts and transdimensional tears.
Yeah, how the hell did your father ever get here in the first place? I mean, he was from Scotland. Is that ever gonna be addressed? Spoiler alert, no it isn't. Therefore, that statement makes no fucking sense. Clearly a human is able to get here, so that apparently can't use magic, or at least needs to learn about it. I don't know. Well, I guess he did use the words, but is it ever explained why he knew about that even though he was from the human world? No, it isn't.
I don't think I'm ever moving back. Maybe in my twilight years? No. There are better places, warmer places.
Step 1 of Ironic Echo set in place.
Before Papa left, I don't think the fire ever went out. He wouldn't let it. He said it was the beating heart of the house.
But he didn't like it when you put your hand in it? Well, where's the rope? Come on, we need to keep this moving somewhat.
I'm not sure what to do with the place. It's not like I can put it on the open market. Transdimensional
Yes, I don't care.
I thought Papa got rid of Hugsy. Did he find his way back? It wouldn't surprise me.
Hey kids, the rabbit might be alive.
Creepy. Too many memories. Was I happy here? I was basically a prisoner. But I guess I didn't know any better. I thought Papa got rid of both creepy and comforting. Comfeepy. Crumforting. That's Hugsy for you.
Anyway, I guess that's a rope.
Rope check.
Now how do we get the elixir? Guess we need to go to the kitchen. So, what I don't understand, like, she can do shifts, and because she can go to this place, and because of what we see of her later, she can travel between wherever she wants, however she wants, or... at least choose when to do that and when not to do that, so why the fuck does she never bother trying to find her parents if she apparently doesn't completely hate... I don't know. Are we ever gonna get a straight explanation for that? Spoiler alert, no we're not. So...
I'm out of the elixir. Okay, I knew that. No worries, Saga. This is all part of the plan.
I'm sorry, this subplot triggers me.
There should be enough time to prepare a bottle. Prophecies can't be wrong, can they? No. Right?
And like, I don't even care about all this all that much, but what happens at the end, that's what really gets me. What, you know, she's gonna turn out to end up being. So let's make the elixir, come on.
Let's see. Elixir of extraordinary extra-human strength, elixir of multiple consecutive climaxes, elixir of selective remembrance. There. Elixir of delayed onset of mortality. That's the one. Keep ticking after you've taken a licking.
Alrighty.
Page 108. Dried blood bog blossoms, leaf of void oak, boiled in strong liquor. Those things should be easy enough to find around here.
Alright, we need liquor, void oak leaves.
Ready for elixir making.
Okay, what about this stuff? Hello, please. We can't examine the potions anymore. Okay, I guess we don't need any of that stuff then. There's the wireless.
When was the last time I listened to that? I must have been, what, 16 or 17? It stopped working years ago, and I don't know anyone who can repair that.
So I guess you can't go to the human world? So, these things, what is this?
Isn't the house supposed to take care of all living things inside it? I didn't know I had to water the flowers.
How the fuck did they build a house too? Because, you know, what?
Dried blood bog blossoms. Check.
Oh, there you go. Figured. Apparently the two parents built the house, and how did they get to this place? We never see what's outside. Ever. We never find out how the paths between the world things works, so... What the hell?
I'm not a writer. I can play, I can paint, but I didn't inherit her talents.
See, I'd like to chalk this, at least part of this absolute vagueness up to... not enough resources to explain away every single thing in production, but I don't know to what extent I can really do that. I hate that blue wine.
Jade green baijiu. High-grade stuff, too. I'd almost forgotten about this little bottle of liquor.
From the first fifth of the game.
This should be more than good enough.
We got liquor, we got the blossoms. Now we need some dried void tree leaves. It's obvious where you would find those. Is there anything in the fireplace? Oh my god, there is, isn't it?
Does that mean the house is dead? Or just dormant? I'm not sticking around very long. Next time.
Okay, no, never mind. So where are those things gonna be? Is that the way to...
I still don't like to go into the downstairs.
You're still saying the exact same thing about that door. Oh, wait. There's actual leaves out coming from out the window to... Going from out the window that leads to the Wizard of Oz painting. Okay. Well, that means I can't fault them too much for that, but come on.
Maybe in my twilight years? No. What a mess. But there should be void oak leaves here. Leaf of void oak. Nice and dry.
Alright, we have everything.
That wasn't too bad. And there's still time on the clock. Time to boil up some elixir.
Alright, let's make the elixir, as you love to pronounce it. Put in the liquor.
The alcohol heating nicely. Nice. Bit of a waste, but it's for a good cause.
Hey guys, isn't drinking great? Leaves, I think it was. Or is it blossoms, or is it everything?
This
No.
doesn't look right. Dried leaf, crumpled to a fine dust.
And now?
Whole blossoms.
Alright.
Perfect. Now it just needs to boil again. How do I know when this is done? Will there be a...
Oh boy.
Definitely a poof.
Nah, a poof and a rave party by the looks of things.
It looks the right color, and it's already cooled down.
Isn't that like an opaque bottle?
So much easier than chemistry. Laws of science need not apply. Rope, spatula, elixir. Check, check, and check.
So now what?
I think that's everything.
Do we go back to the
With only
painting?
minutes to spare. You'd almost think the stars are aligning on purpose. Except no stars, paths. Time to go knock down a wall.
Knock down the wall, what? Do we need to go to the brick wall again? Break down the brick doorway. Well, why do we need to do this? Are we equipped to do it? Okay.
No, Papa did too good a job with the masonry.
I don't know why we need to break down the wall, but... And I know for a fact that I can't trust that I'll find out just by continuing, so I don't know what to tell you about all that. So what do we use to break this thing down? Do we have any sledgehammers around? It would sure be handy at a time like this.
I'll move those out of here someday.
What is this? Oh hey,
This should do the trick.
apparently we do, wouldn't you know it? Right in the traditional sledgehammer position, so we can find it easily. So what's behind the wall? Well, I guess you're supposed to kind of be curious about why the wall was bricked up, because you never see behind it until this point. But I don't know, I mean, what reason do I have to care? You're only given a very, very vague modicum of who this is supposed to be before, right up until the end, and even then, you might still not realize who she's supposed to be seen as. But even if you interpret all that the way it's supposed to come across, it still follows at least two of the worst tendencies in writing that I can think of, so yes, I guess I'll try to forget about it for the time being, because we're back in the... well, no I can't, because...
You know that feeling when paths don't line up with where you want to go?
No.
That feeling. In all fairness, when these songlines were first sung, I don't think these walls were here. Or these metal gears.
Mm-hmm, I understood that.
Come prepared, because prophecies.
Yes, I know. Those prophecies, am I right? Ha 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 ha. I sure can relate to everything you say. I sure think you're charming. And you don't at all reek of Creator's Pet. So I guess we can't forget about her just yet after all, because we're in the tower and she's gonna be staying for a while.
This is so enormous. I'm almost impressed. But I've seen too much. I'm just too jaded.
Uh-huh. Hey guys, I sure am a world-weary character. I sure am difficult to impress. Can you feel the wisdom in my voice? Alright, I guess we need to do something there, but what? Need to mess with the stuff around here.
It's like being inside a massive mechanical Swiss watch.
But where and what? Do I have an objective right now? Get out. Well, we're not getting out that way, I guess. But we also can't find anywhere else to be. It's the only ice symbol that we can produce by looking around.
Someone must be tasked with keeping these pipes polished, or no one ever sees them. That's attention to detail.
Have you heard to how they construct buildings in Islam?
This is so enormous. I'm almost impressed, but I've seen too much. I'm just too jaded.
Maybe, well, I guess the Asadi aesthetic is supposed to be kind of Middle Eastern a little bit.
I do love their style.
But something tells me that that's sheer coincidence and not a voluntary reference. You know, the way they build, I think mosques particularly is supposed to be even the parts that no one will ever see because they're like, I don't know, they're the inside of some hollow box or wall or whatever.
It's like being inside a massive mechanical
You're supposed to put writings there that show your devotion to God because God is the one who will actually see them. Clearly the Asadi think the same way is what I'm getting here. Okay, seriously, what the fuck do we do? I don't like this section.
This is so enormous. I'm almost impressed. It's
Blah
like
blah
being
blah,
inside a
look.
massive mechanical Swiss watch.
This looks kind of suspicious, but apparently I can't interact with this. Do I need to make an inquisition for the wisdom of the king again?
This is so enormous. I'm almost impressed. But I've seen too much. I'm just too jaded.
Is there any kind of gap in the wall here? I don't see any gaps in the wall. Well, aside from where those giant pipes are coming from, but I can't really go there. What about over here? Thank goodness we can't get grinded up by the giants.
Someone must be tasked with keeping these pipes polished, or no one ever sees them. That's
Gears.
detail.
So this, yeah, we can't go here either. Nope, still no wall gaps to be found anywhere around this section that aren't occupied by some kind of gear or pipes set along it, so this part is just a little bit irritating. Okay, what? Oh no, that's just pipes, we already examined that. I don't presume... Okay, wait, there is something there.
There's a gap and I can feel a draft.
Jesus.
This is it, the way out.
That's not the correct spelling for draft, you know.
I'll need to stop those gears from moving before I can squeeze through.
Draft as in D-R-A-U-G-H-T is like a draft of beer, not a draft of air.
There's a gap and I can feel a draft. This is it, the way out.
Are you taking a piss? Oh well, whatever. Clearly the biggest problem in this whole thing.
Not what I'm looking for.
How do you know?
This is it. I just need to switch it off. Luckily, I came prepared.
Do you know this how?
Second one from Perfect Fit. The spatula really is the queen of kitchen utensils.
Oh boy, I'm great. I have no idea what the fuck she did, but okay.
I feel like I'm playing life on cheat mode.
I feel that too. I'm very, very confused. Am I supposed to like you? Well, let's get through. And see where we need to use the rest of these wily instruments of stuff that we brought with us. Hey, look at that. It actually looks kind of neat. And now we're back in the center. Well, I guess this isn't the entirety of the inside then.
That's him, down there. I hope I'm not too late. No, we should be good. I'm on schedule.
Jesus Christ. Hey, I somehow know everything that's going to happen and I act accordingly. Have you caught on to this yet, or do I need to keep mentioning it or hinting towards it in a very ham-fisted way that makes it very unambiguous? And leaves you with more questions than answers in the end because you have no idea how the hell this works or why I am able to do it the way I do it. Well, now what? Save Keanu Alvane, okay. Well.
This looks pretty sturdy. Sturdy enough for a rope. And me?
Wink, wink. By the way, I think Hacknet is on sale right now. I wonder why I thought of that. Well, here I am. I sure hope I will be able to save this guy with the thing I brought specifically for that purpose.
Shit, there's a lot of blood. I really hope I'm not too late. Drink.
Okay, well, I get a loading screen, so I imagine we're not gonna keep following that. But this... yeah, we're back to Zoe. Follow Crow and learn the truth. That's kind of a tall order, but okay, we'll follow Crow. We're back in the Dream Stone Corridor. Time to get a recap of how we got here. Behind the scenes, all the stuff we didn't see. I think that's Brian in his house from the first game. Even though this was not, you know, written into the first game at all. Brian was just a guy.
I can't sleep. I can't dream. I can't have you inside me. You're eating me up. Why are you not doing what I've asked you to do? You're supposed to give me power. You're supposed to serve me, not the other way around. Stop whispering. Magic must be destroyed for the worlds to become one. For Stark and Arcadia to reconnect. For me to return home. You must help me accomplish this. You must listen to me. You see, if magic leaks into Stark, it'll cause chaos and mayhem. Millions will die. I don't have a choice.
So I'll just pull this mask out of nowhere and there you go.
We don't have a choice. It must be done.
Nobody cared who I was. Alright. I'm sorry.
That's a twist I didn't see coming. Who am I kidding? Of course I saw that coming.
Brian's possessed by the Undreaming. He brings it to Arcadia, and then it starts talking to him? Controlling him?
Sounded to me like he wanted to control it.
But why?
To destroy magic?
Must be more to it than that.
I'm just repeating what he said. Come on, there's much more.
Well, let's go find out what in this handy-dandy exposition corridor. What did he do after that? How did he make the fucking mask if he had it before the Asadi came?
The Dark People's Library.
Oh, really?
Something happened here that... Okay, here we go.
Oh, there she is. It's the White Dragon again.
Hello? Funny Bird, is that you?
From this other pre-credit scene, I think, from the second game.
I didn't see you. Are you looking for something? Wait, no. What are you?
Oh my god, it was so difficult to figure this out. There were so many other people it could have been.
Killed the White Dragon.
Not like he was the only other character there, pretty much.
I saw Mr. Westhouse, and he saw me. He tried to kill me too, but I was struck with something from that pointy magic stick of his and I blacked out. Next thing I know, I was stowed away on a ship to Sadir. I must have crawled into a barrel or something. I didn't remember any of it until the Prophet grabbed me. I hurt him. There was blood, and I don't know what happened next, but his blood, that's what's helping me pull you into these memories. The Prophet's blood.
Okay.
No weirder than anything else I've experienced this past week.
At least there's a basic chain of causality there. It's a little bit better than the rest in that regard. Now what? Is that the Enclave, or what am I looking at?
Do you question the goddess, Utana?
Of course not. I just want... I need to understand why all non-humans must be destroyed.
Magic is an aberration. It has no place in this cosmos. It's chaos, and chaos interferes with logic, with the engine, with her plans.
This I understand. Reunification cannot happen as long as Arcadia is ruled by magic. But the non-humans...
If we are to fulfill the wishes of the goddess, we must purify the world. Only then can the mechanical engine serve her. Do you understand now?
Yes, Master. My office will establish camps and ship non-humans to the islands. And I'll find someone to spearhead the program to eradicate magicals.
Good. I'll be leaving for the Northlands soon, to oversee the final construction of the tower and the engine. I trust Azadir is in good hands.
The masked council answers to me only. The Six will continue to heed our advice. Sadir belongs to us, Master Prophet.
I'm glad you were able to think of the final solution plan so quickly.
But clever and loyal. She'll serve you well in Marcuria.
I trust your judgment. Send word when the camps are ready, Utana.
Did you understand that?
No, but that was Mother Utana. She took me in after I arrived in Sadir. I did some work for her. She helped me get back to Marcuria. Kian and her appeared to be very close until she stabbed him with a knife to the belly.
She what?
That just happened. Out there, before the Prophet wrung my neck, and oh, Mother of Ravens, I remember now. I remember what happened. I think I died. Am I dead?
You're here, that's all I know. So Mother Utana serves the Prophet, and the Prophet orchestrates the destruction of magicals. Which means Westhouse is responsible for actual genocide. God.
I feel weird, Zoe. I don't like this feeling. I'm scared.
I'm sorry, Crow.
Well, we gotta keep moving on, though. What else did he do? Here in the stair porch place. With the soul stone that the witches had. Which apparently he used to pull the black smoke out of himself.
That place, it was filled with numbers and calculations, an eternity of equations.
Is that what the inside of a calculator is like?
It was terrifying.
I guess.
So much power.
Take a look at the circuitry. A very technical sense.
How? You'll help me build something. A mechanical engine.
Like that calculator I was trapped inside?
Something like it, but much greater. On a scale never before seen. In return, I'll grant you power.
Power? What kind of power?
The kind you once knew, Necromancer King.
That was a long time ago. Another age. One in which magic meant something.
I accept your proposition. So what's next?
Apparently the black smoke is inside him now.
What did you do?
Well, I guess it's just the castle.
Inside me? Something to keep safe.
That he had in the first game. I barely recognized that.
Don't listen to it. The Undreaming has ambitions. Best we don't let those ambitions loose on the world. Not yet. Tell no one of this. There are those who are willing to commit murder to get to what's inside you. My lips are sealed, Master. I swear.
Well, who could those people be?
And shatter the shard of the Soul Stone you carry within. The Soul Stone? My Soul Stone? It was never yours, Wizard. But yes, a piece of it.
But apparently there's another one.
And the Soul Stone were forged from the same dream at the beginning of everything. Is that the silver spear of Gorimon? Where did you find it? It harbors great and ancient magics. Could I? No. And not magic. This is an object older than magic. It can both control and destroy magic. It's capable of slicing through the fabric between worlds. It's so beautiful. I spent decades looking for it. I found it with one of the Dryad kin.
How did she have it?
Alive?
I missed that part.
Being fed the blood of dragons, charged with the oldest magic of them all. It's finally ready. And once my engine has been built, the scepter's true powers will be revealed. You'll stay close to me in Marcuria. I'll call on you when I need you. With the help of the Azadi nation, you'll build my engine. They're eager for the power they believe it'll grant them. They'll serve me, their prophet. In exchange, you'll have everything you could ever want. You'll be there, next to me, reshaping worlds. I look forward to it, Master.
I knew that wizard couldn't be trusted.
I could have told you that. Wait, I did.
Did you know?
Clax. When the Prophet broke my neck, he's working for the Prophet.
So Clax has a shard of the Soul Stone inside him. That must be the same Soul Stone I brought to Lux. Why does the Prophet need to keep it safe?
Something to do with the Undreaming?
The Undreaming. It's inside that shard. It's not inside Westhouse because then it'd be controlling him, and he's the one controlling it. You were right, Crow.
I was? I think this is what I was supposed to show you.
Okay, so what's next?
We keep walking, I guess. I mean, maybe there's more to see.
Well, what else can we do? Also, what's this? Who this? Could it be?
April?
Final continuity nod.
Ooh. I should have guessed you'd be here. Or it's not actually you. This place is strange. You're probably just an echo. A ghost. What was that whole thing about find her, save her? I found you, but I didn't save you. I didn't save anyone.
You did.
How?
I was trapped. You freed me.
You died?
And was reborn.
Reborn? How? You're not telling. Or this echo is incomplete. I know this can't be you, not really, because you're dead, and this is just... So, What do I do now? I'm supposed to save the dream, but I don't know how.
What have you learned?
I don't know. Westhouse brought the Undreaming to Arcadia. First, it was inside him, but then he put it into the Soulstone Shard. He became the Prophet, and he manipulated the Azadi people, freed Klax, and... Klax? The Shard's inside Klax. Which means the Undreaming is inside Klax, and that spear can shatter it.
The one that killed the White Dragon?
The Silver Spear of Gorimon? That's what you were supposed to show me, Crow. The key to destroying the Shard and unleashing the Undreaming. The Undreaming isn't the real danger here. I mean, yes, it is dangerous, but only because Westhouse is using it, controlling it. We need to unleash the Undreaming.
That sounds a teensy-weensy bit risky.
I know, but this is what has to happen. I don't know why I know. Maybe because Lux knows, and Lux is part of me now.
We find the spear and murder Klax and unleash the Undreaming, all by ourselves?
We can't. We need help. We need...
Kian.
Kian. If I can get word to Kian, then there's still hope. But I need to get out of here. How do I get out of here?
Good luck, Zoe.
Well, it could have been told easier, but...
Hey, funny bird.
April?
Are you ready to go now?
Yeah, I am. I've missed you, April.
I've missed you too. Come on, Crow. We have a long journey ahead of us.
How long is it? Exactly what length are we talking about? What's the duration? Could it perhaps be hyperbolic? Could it even be the longest journey?
I'm back. Well, my mind's back. I know what I need to do, but I'm still in the fucking pod. I need to get out of the pod right now. Okay, so I don't think Helena knows I'm awake. Better keep it that way, or she'll just drug me again.
Okay, so we're in the pod. Hang on, need to focus on this thing again. Need to escape this here pod.
That panel operates the pod, and oh, it's right there. Only a thin sheet of plastic away.
How thin do you think the plastic is?
Very strong plastic.
And well, there's the other people.
Mother, dearest. I can't believe that bitch is my biological mum.
And Dad.
Dad! Is he okay? He looks unharmed. Oh, thank God.
No inventory. Well, we can speak to Dad, maybe?
If Helena hears me, she'll drug me again. And then, that's the end of it. Of everything.
Well, there's the reality distortion, okay.
Looks like reality is wavering, breaking apart.
Yes, that's my first thought when I see something like that, too.
Reality is starting to get thin near that vortex. It's Eingana's doing. And mine. Wait,
well,
does that mean I can... Yes,
well, we got our tattoos
I'm
again.
on the border between waking and dream. Story time's right here, a thought away, which means I can shape dreams. I can change reality.
Okay, but apparently we can only do it in a very specific way if we believe. If we go by the powers we had in the previous dream sequences with the tattoos.
With a code, of course.
So we can't just press that, can we? Fumble around in Mom's mind.
Helena, it must be in there somewhere, the code. You must have been thinking about it just there. Got it. 7914.
Oh, thank goodness he doesn't notice that, so let's do it.
Okay, so let's try this. 7914.
What? This isn't right. You shouldn't be able to. Hold on, Zoe? Just
Oh man. Can't do anything. Right now.
The wave field will collapse before it's reached the correct amplitude. Don't you understand?
Not really, no.
This reality is perfectly entangled with the proto-reality. I need you back inside to make the necessary changes. Look, Zoe, I'll be happy to explain everything once.
Well, apparently
Hold on, Zoe? Just wait. Let's
we can't move from
talk this through.
this position. That doesn't do anything, but we can look around.
The wave field will collapse before it's reached the correct amplitude.
So can we interact with anything at all? Because I'm not seeing anything.
Perfectly entangled.
Stop.
Oh, okay, we just press a button.
Your powers are manifesting in observed reality, independent of the quantum field generated by Angana. That's interesting. That means the world is changing. You're in control. It's working, Zoe. It's working. It's beginning to...
Enough, Helena.
Oh, put that
Oh boy.
down, Gabrielle. We both know you won't use it.
Our contract is void. Watty security is right outside that door, and you've set your insane project in motion. What's stopping me from killing you right now?
Her? You won't kill your little girl's mother in front of...
What's that? What's happening?
I don't know. This never occurred in any of my models.
What a shocker. So back to this.
The cut. It's closing up.
It's temporary. You'll need to have it looked at by a proper medic before the night's over, or you'll bleed to death.
Is this magic?
Who cares? It's saving your life. Delaying death.
She did this. Who are you?
Long story. How are you feeling?
Better. Good.
Great. We're running a bit short on time, so you'll have to excuse me.
Well, just watch as I do this.
Very impressive. What school of sorcery is this?
Not magic. And shut up. I'm trying to focus.
Listen to how sassy I am. Doesn't that give me character?
Hey?
Nice
I, the strong, independent women.
You've opened a portal between Stark and Arcadia.
It's called a shift.
You're a shifter?
Not really. I usually walk paths that are already open. To be honest, I'm not very good at this. I need to stay right here to keep this shift open, so we'll have to skip the handshakes and move on to the main event. Kian, Zoe, Zoe, Kian. I know you guys are supposed to speak. That's why we're all here. So speak. And, make it quick.
We've met before in...
We have. We keep missing each other.
We do. You don't what?
You first. Zoe.
I know who the Prophet is, and I know how to stop the Undreaming. Or at least, I think I do. It might not work, but it's all we have, and... Roper Clax. He's the key. He has a shard of the Soul Stone inside him, but we need the Silver Spear of Gorimon to destroy it, and that's...
Zoe. Slow down. The Undreaming.
A destructive force, capable of unmaking the universe. The Prophet's using it to destroy magic and reunite the worlds.
No, it kind of sounded like he wanted to do that anyway.
The Silver Spear of Gorimon. The Prophet used it to kill the Draic kin, charging it with dragon's blood. He needs it to destroy magic and alter the dream. The spear is the only thing that can shatter the shard inside Clax.
Of course. And where do we find the spear?
The Prophet carries it with him. I don't think he lets it out of his sight.
So, find the Prophet, find the spear.
And probably Clax.
Clax was here. I punched him, but he got away.
Someone survived being punched by you.
I held back. He called himself an engineer.
The Prophet's been using Clax, like he's been using your people.
But why does he want to kill magicals?
Maybe, in his own twisted head, Brian believes he's doing the universe a favor.
Could you guys get a move on? I'm not sure how long I can keep this doorway open.
We need to stop the Prophet, Kian. And we stop him by destroying the shard of the Soul Stone Roper Clax carries inside him.
You're certain this will stop the undreaming?
I think so. It feels right. Besides, what have we got to lose?
Nothing. Everything. But if we can stop the Prophet by taking his spear and killing a wizard, this is something I can do.
I'm coming with you.
No.
No, you can't. We're not done here.
I'll see the two of you afterwards.
Well, I sure am glad you're here to give me the stage directions.
Nothing. I'm Saga.
I'm Zoe, but you know that.
Listen, this may look easy, but it's not. Weight of worlds on my shoulders, the pull of alien gravities, knees buckling, etc. So you need to not distract me.
Etc., you know.
Sorry.
Being so casual about this.
I opened the shift, you spoke to Kian, that's why I was sent here. What comes next? It's not up to me.
How do you know all this?
Because that's how the story goes, and it's been written, and we can't change that. Now shush.
Okay.
So is she like someone who, made a sense, someone who looked over the script for this and said, oh goddammit, why do I have to do this? That makes it a little bit less bad, but come on. And I sure like seeing this angular rifts in time and space. Oh my god. I hope this isn't a reference. With the shapes that some of these have. But anyway, we need to reach the Prophet. So we can get the spear and then use the spear to kill Clax. So let's mess with some more of this machinery. To get even higher.
Something's happening.
Maybe not as high as the people who wrote this, but still pretty high.
A deep hum that's making my bones vibrate.
Well, it might have to do with the giant, glowing blue lights that are appearing everywhere. That was kind of already there, even without the actual tears. Right, let's just shimmy across like it ain't no thing and continue on. To the place with more levers, which maybe... and giant bloom saturation, which makes it hard to see. So what is it here that we can select? I trust that can... that's gonna be true of at least one of these things. Oh yeah, there's a little fork here, but it doesn't lead anywhere, does it? No. So now what? I mean... where we continue to climb is I don't know. Well, there's something right up there. Maybe we need to do something here. Look around for anything suspicious. There's the vortex.
Agitated. They're moving faster.
I haven't been observing the acceleration of the energies, but... But I am mildly aggravated at this sudden sign of complete lack of clarity as to where to go. Oh wait, there's the way up, very clearly marked. He lied, but I guess it kind of expedites that.
Oh, sorcery.
Not really, but great that you could make it.
Who the hell are you?
Is everyone gonna ask me that question?
Yeah, why wouldn't
No,
they?
I'm kidding. Of course everyone's going to ask me that question.
Then why the fuck did you say that in the first place?
Because I was asked to do so, and I
Have you
couldn't
heard of
really
cutting
say no.
corners?
I have no idea who you are, lady, so I'm going to guess you're not that important. But him? He's got a job to do.
Is that Stark? Is that Stark through there?
Is it?
Yep. Hi, Zoe.
Anna. This one's Ferdow's.
I always believed the stories about a mirror world. Oh, but this... it's incredible.
Where's Keon? Is he alright? We lost contact with him.
He went after the Prophet.
Of course he did.
I'm sorry, but Saga, how are these two going to help?
I don't know. I'm a glorified doorkeeper. Why don't you ask them?
Don't look at me. He's the star here. Ferdow's. Ferdow's, stop staring at that bloody portal.
Oh, yeah, hello.
Tell this one what you're planning.
I was gonna feed the engine a series of, calculations designed to make it, well, to force it to, stop.
You mean crash it?
Crash? Yes. Yes, exactly. How did you know? Do you also code spheres?
Spheres? I guess you could say that. So you can force the engine to crash?
Yes. I mean, no. I could have. Not anymore. It stopped taking new instructions when it began running the final calculations and...
There's no way to get in?
No, it's a closed system. Once the final set of instructions are running, there's nothing that I mean, I didn't write the core operational code. If I knew more about how that code functions, then maybe...
Do you have schematics? Diagrams?
Diagrams? Of the engine? Well, I don't, but they keep diagrams right here. You know, I could probably find some.
Get them. I happen to know the most brilliant engineer there is, in Stark at least. If anyone can wrap their head around a steampunk calculating engine, it's Wit. Saga, can Ferdow's pass through the shift?
No idea. But you made it through without being torn into a billion pieces, so the odds are decent.
Got them. What was that about a billion pieces?
Let's go.
Huh?
Friend of Keon's?
Not really, no.
So this is some sort of magic portal between worlds?
Something like that.
Huh.
K-O-N Technologica?
The most advanced engine there is, yeah. Wait, you're not speaking English? I guess you weren't speaking English in the first place, but I still understand you. Do you understand me?
Huh. Koe?
I guess that was expecting too much. Well, we're gonna have to make this as simple and as visual as possible.
So I don't know when they established that Mira and not Wit was, or Wit and not Mira was supposed to be
Shut
the
up. No discussion.
smarter engineer.
Now. Please. Wit? Zoe. I need your help, and fast.
You would have thought it was gonna be the other way around.
Schematics. I need you to figure out a way to
But
get
I
this
guess
system
not.
caught in an infinite loop. And for Dow's, watch. Hey, watch this.
Okay. I guess he's gonna be able to read the schematics from the freaking giant steampunk engine from the fantasy world without any problems.
Everything is ready?
Everything's ready. Master, the engine is operating within parameters, the Well of Dreams has been activated, the tower is focusing the current, and the tear is expanding. You need only tap into the well with your scepter, and then you can shape the dreaming to your will.
Good. You'll receive your reward, Klax, I promise.
Master.
At long last. They'll understand when they witness the new world. They'll understand that I was merciful and kind, that I acted in the best interests of all humanity. Sometimes people have to die for the rest of us to live on. And I can go home again. After all these years. Home.
And that was the whole reason he did all this. Because he thought the world was gonna... I don't know. Telling me just to melt away the outer coating of my spear and... And watch intensely as the cracks expand even farther. Oh wait, Kian's here though, so...
Goddess, it feels like reality itself is coming apart. We don't have much time.
Grab the Spear of Gorimon and kill Klax with it. Well, we can also go this way, but no, we can't because we got an invisible wall preventing us from even doing that, so... Let's go to where the action is.
Yet? Doesn't matter, you're too late, we've already won. You'll be properly dead.
Well, here he goes, with the black things flying at us that are very easy to dodge. But then he does that.
Ah! What did I tell you? Dead! Brainless barbarian.
Yes, I see.
Where did his body land?
Would he even be able to see from all the way? Oh no. Seems like there's a lot of visual noise that would prevent him from doing so, but...
Never betrayed. Eagle-eyed Klax, they used to call me.
I can't go this way.
Can't see him.
So now what do we do?
No way he survived the fall. God. Did the wind.
So now what shall we do? Is there somebody or something else over here? I'm sensing a certain tendency with the things you need to do for this section not being terribly evident with all this visual feedback at every single turn. So, I don't know, do we look up? Oh, here we go. Well, there's a prophet. Apparently he's not very interested in our presence, but there's the spear. We're not sneaking up behind him though, we're actually...
No, no! Give me that!
Right in front of him.
What you're doing? It'll eat you up. It will destroy you. It's channeling the dreams of an entire world. I'm on your side, you idiot. I'm trying to eradicate magic.
Well, only one thing to do.
Don't! Oh, damnation.
It goes right back into him instead of actually doing anything else. Why did it do it anyway? It seems pretty random. I guess it just went into the first human who passed through there. The dreaming place, I mean. I don't really see how the fact that the undreaming being inside Brian changes any of that, but...
Yes, perfectly. On that side, you're speaking gibberish.
I'll have to sit back and watch this stellar writing again.
English, but did you pick up on what Wit was showing you?
Zoe, you need to hurry. The shift's starting to contract.
Okay, so did it make sense to you?
The instructions? Yes. Yes. It made sense. A special set of instructions fed directly into the engine, designed to mask itself as part of the final programming, but with erroneous calculations. Calculations that will cause the engine to enter an infinite loop and burn itself out.
Virus. We call it a virus.
Like a disease? This makes sense. This makes a lot of sense.
Now, Zoe!
And can you do it?
Well, I don't know if I...
Oh! Fuck. So, can you?
Now that I understand the fundamentals, yes. I'll need to feed a series of manual instructions directly into the engine. It'll take some time, but I can...
Time we don't have. Just get started.
Goddess. All right.
Oh yeah, this guy exists. You know, he's kinda just there the whole time. Being the evil conspirator along with the other chick, but... How is that gonna be resolved?
Only she knows.
We won't be shutting anything down, even if you threaten to shoot me.
We're not shooting any...
Oh boy, he's here now.
Mr. Westhouse? What are you... Oh, God.
What are you doing? You're not supposed to be here. What? You betrayed me. You're trying to destroy everything I've...
No, I guess I become a Sith Lord now.
You were a tool, Helena. Nothing more. Did you think I'd let you play God? Existence is an accident. It was never meant to be dreamed.
Or lack of faith, etc.
And undreaming.
Now I wanna see where this goes.
Destruction. Infinitely imbalance. It's time to end this diseased dream.
Okay, let's push her out of the way, I guess.
She's
Or
too
not.
strong for me. I can't help her.
Can't do that, but we can use all our powers on him, it looks like. Time. Oh, nothing happens until we use all of them. This symbol expands.
Let her go.
And then his veins become... I guess that's his version of the tattoo that she has. I guess it also doesn't matter, because there goes the black fog again. So time to find out exactly what the story is with that.
You're not supposed to be on your own. You've been causing so much grief. They don't understand you. They don't understand that there needs to be balance in all things. Life and death. Light and darkness. Creation, destruction. Dream and undream.
Synonym and antonym.
It's time to come home and to dream new dreams.
It's working. It's working. The engine, it's spinning back around, reversing the instructions. The vortex is winding down. Thank goddess. It's working.
Well, at least that's resolved. threads come together. That was quite swift, wasn't it? What about these... I don't know what to call them even.
They're here, Vamon. Harmy's men, the rebels, and your men too.
They're clearly villains, but they're like just there to show that villains exist, even though they're never actually confronted.
I killed Harmy, but his men must have got to mine. They saw the tide turning. They were spooked when the tower lit up. Sorcery. They believe it's sorcery and they blame us.
So do something about it.
What exactly do you want me to do? Convince them to change sides again? It's over, sire.
Everything's falling apart. Goddess, why have you abandoned me? I thought I was doing your work. So we stay here, and we face them when they come. You and I, together. We tell them we were misled by the Prophet, like so many others. That we believed we were acting in accordance with the wishes of the Goddess. Perhaps the light will shine upon us, and we'll be spared. Or at least, we die with our heads lifted to the sky, redeemed in her glory. Vamon, we can walk the slopes of the First Mountain, hand in hand. You'll do this for me, Vamon. Because you love me, and you wish to protect me. We share the responsibility for this.
I am not staying here to be arrested, tried, and executed in ignominy.
Oh well.
She was too great. She jumped. She had misled everyone, including the commander.
Yeah, that'll work.
I take credit as the sole architect of our grand scheme, sire. I grant you that gift.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll end well for him as well. So what next? We're back here in the... Actually, where is this? It's at the bottom of the tower, I guess. The dreams are just poofed away now. I'll better put on my headphones. With my freaking, what is that, a tape player, Walkman? So you can see how much character I have.
Guess I'm just a gust of wind, moved on quickly.
Gee, I sure hope this doesn't turn out to be copyrighted somehow, like one of the radio songs in part 1 apparently was. Oh, well, I doubt it. So now what? Apparently all the danger is resolved, so what follows from here? Yes, I've seen these places. I guess he's not stuck there at any rate. Because her powers are so clearly defined. You know exactly what... fuck it. I don't know how much longer I can go on making that stupid remark. About this vague as fuck writing. Hopefully not much longer, since we only got a small handful of scenes left, since the conflict is now no longer a thing. Sure hope we don't get more of the Whitney Houston treatment, though. Now let's see what happened with Kian. Apparently he's going to die if something doesn't happen.
I'm sorry you were caught in the middle. I'm returning to Sadir. This has been a setback for us, but we will persevere without the Prophet.
Even though he was the only one who really knew what anyone was doing.
We may not be able to rid the world of magic yet, but we can cleanse Azadir. We can prepare for the war ahead. I'm doing what needs to be done to save the soul of our nation, to save our people, to save you, Kian. When you reach the first mountain and look down on us all, you'll understand.
Yes, I'm sure. I have no doubt whatsoever, even though this is the last game in the series. So where will we be led by the next loading screen? Gotta go fast. Oh, well, let's see what happens to this guy.
What? You?
That's right. You left me to die on a street once. I'm just returning the favor.
But you were nothing. Just
A slave girl. I'm free now.
Well, I'm glad we got to watch that. It's not really like it could have been any other way, but... there you go. One more knot comes to its end. Wonder if we're gonna get to see what happens to the mother. You know, I think we might not, I don't know. Can't remember what does happen if something does happen. But Kian's back at the Enclave. I guess he lived at any rate. Someone must have hauled him out of there. So let's take a look around and see what else we got to resolve here.
Their war isn't over yet, and there's much to do before Mercuria is truly at peace. But they deserve respite. They've gained their second wind now. The restoration won't be painless, but the hardest part is over.
Yeah, the Asadi are still around. You know, something else that was introduced but never actually followed up on was the whole 6 Empresses thing. And the one that arrived here. Memorial for Rebels and the Dragon Head. It's just on the table now. Because apparently the fact that the Asadi are apparently matriarchal is just like there to be there, like so many other things in this.
So many fallen.
It's just
If I hadn't
a thing, a detail.
But then we wouldn't know the truth.
It has no actual bearing on anything that happens.
And we probably would have lost this war.
So what's up with you?
I'm not good at farewells.
It won't be forever, Shepard.
Perhaps not, but I must follow the herd before they're forever lost to me. I hear their songs every night. I can still pick up their scent on the morning winds, but it's getting fainter by the day, and they are farther and farther away from me. If we meet again, It will be when the herd returns to the Northlands. The world is changing, and there may not be room for us here anymore.
If not in this life, then in the next. We will walk the green slopes of the first mountain together, and speak of other things than war.
We will. I wish you were staying, Kian. But I understand that you must go.
Our war isn't yet over.
And neither is the restoration, but I can't stay, Kian. I know I should, but I can't. I miss my own, and I was never... This life was never for me. I'm not a warrior. But there was no one else.
Enu will step up in your absence. It's time.
It is. She will do fine.
I'll ask the goddess to watch over her.
I thought you'd lost your faith, Kian.
In those who claim to speak for the goddess, yes. But my faith in her is stronger than ever. She guided us all to where we needed to be.
And now she is guiding you to Sadir?
I believe we have the light on our side, Shepherd, and that our enemies walk with the shadow. False prophets, and those who follow them. There will be a reckoning.
Will you return with the entire Azadi army?
There will still be unrest, for a while. Half the troops will stay behind to help with the restoration. The rest will join me. The 6 were deceived by the Prophet and Utana, and their so-called masked council. Even without the Prophet, Utana still pulls the strings in Azadir. I'm not sure we can avoid civil war. The Mother won't relinquish her power easily. It will be an uphill battle.
Then the sooner you can get there, the better.
I'm bringing Naane. She asked to join me. She wanted to repay a favor. I hope you'll forgive me for not asking you first.
First Liko, now Naane. She can do more good in Azadir than she can here in Mercuria. And we have Enu. It will do.
Have you seen Elena? Anna? After last night...
She left. I think she needs some time away. But you'll see her again. I don't think she can stay away from you for very long, now that she's found you again. So... farewell then, Kian. Until next time. And thank you. For everything.
I should be the one thanking you, Shepherd. For giving me a second chance.
That was all you. Keep Liko alive in your heart. Bring his song back with you. To his homeland. To yours.
I promise. This war isn't over.
I know, but don't leave. We can't fix things here without you. And without Liko, I mean, who will help us make the right decisions and deal with the Azadi and secure peace between humans and magicals and...
You will.
Wait, what? Me? How? What?
You're the strongest and bravest person I know.
I know, but... No, you see, I haven't... Huh?
The others trust you and admire you. They'll listen to you. You've proved yourself.
Okay, now you're going to make me cry. That's not fair.
You'll be fine, Enu.
Oh, okay, here we go. Floodgates wide open.
Goodbye, Enu.
I love you. I mean, in a friendly way. I mean... screw it. Goodbye, Kian Alvane. Prophet, General, whatever else you're going to accomplish with your life, and I'm sure you will accomplish a lot. Good luck with everything. Go save your nation. Okay, all right. We have so much work to do.
Oh, what's this? Well, it sounds like he could be anybody else.
Hey.
Who are you? Where do you come from?
The Ether. I followed the songlines here. I walk between worlds.
That explains everything.
Saga. Thank you for saving my life, Saga.
Well, what else can you tell me?
I guess you could say it's fate that I ended up where I was supposed to end up. Not due to any actions on my part, but because the universe decided.
You know you're gonna just not follow the script.
The choices I've made led me down this path. To Kian Alvane at just the right... Fate? Choices? I don't know. It might have played out differently, if not for a whole lot of coincidences along the way.
No, you clearly knew what the fuck you were doing.
Without you, I wouldn't be here today. The Resistance would have failed.
Perhaps. Anyway, thanks for saving the world, then.
I think our friend Zoe deserves much of the credit for that.
I hope she pulled through.
I'm sure she did. If not, I would know. We all would. She's...
Important? Oh, yes.
How did you know to be in the right place at the right time?
Does it matter?
Whatever
Yeah, it kinda does.
Maybe I don't want to know. Does it matter?
Yes.
Who is this woman? Her secrecy and lack of respect is frustrating.
See, at least there's some awareness.
Who in Shadow's name are you?
Saga, I already...
I know your name. Who are you?
It's going to take a while to explain. Luckily, we'll have plenty of time before we get to Sadir.
Sadir?
Capital of the Azadi Empire, situated where the 6 rivers meet the...
Stop playing games, woman.
I'm coming with you.
What? Why?
Because that's how the story goes. It's been written, and we can't change that now.
We could not go there.
We have a war to win. And then, in another decade or so, there's going to be an even bigger war. You'll definitely need me for that one. Us. You'll need us. It's been foretold, Bloodless King, for thousands of years.
Can I see a reference there?
Seriously, I promise I'll cover all of it when we have some quality time to ourselves. Oh, and one last thing. You may not like this one, yet. You're going to adopt me.
Adopt? What?
I'll need a name, in Azadir, a surname, otherwise I won't be useful to you. No one listens to a nameless person, and it's not like we can just get married. So you adopt me and bring me into your family, and I take your name and become a princess. Saga Alvane. I like the sound of that. I've never had a surname. We didn't need one.
What are you talking about?
Again, I'll explain.
Yeah, I don't know either.
And we should leave soon, because Sadir needs you.
Got it. Yes. Yes. To Sadir. But unless you explain everything, I'll toss you overboard before we're halfway there. Understood?
I can live with that.
Good. Adopt.
Mm-hmm.
Also, how did you get here? How did you know I was in the Enclave? What was that portal? Can you open portals anywhere? Why not
Everything. I pinky promise.
Light save me.
We have an explanation, we swear. We're just not gonna tell it to you. You, the viewer. You, the person who paid for this. You don't need to hear the logistics behind this. Just take our word for it. Jesus Christ. So the dialogue for Saga sounds like some kind of fan fiction somebody wrote when they were like 14, and then he waited years and years to prove to the world what a genius they were back then.
No, not again.
I promise you, it's for real this time. Do you need anything? Do you need water? The curtains closed, or...?
No, it's okay. The sun, it's good.
The doctor said you'd be waking up. I wanted to be here when you did, to explain.
Did we win?
We're still here, and the bad guys are gone, so I guess we did.
What happened? at the end. There was a bright light, voices, and nothing. Darkness, and then, well, this.
I don't know. That thing that came through, it wasn't human. It tossed me aside like I was nothing. I'm lucky I wasn't killed. I tried to get back on my feet, but then there was a blinding flash of light. And when it faded, it only took a second or two, and then there was just you. No one else. I thought you were dead.
And Helena?
Gone. Perhaps that thing... Anyway, she won't be back. If she survived, she'll stay away. Too many people want her locked up. Or dead.
Whattycorp? Are they still after me?
Oh no, they've got enough problems on their hands. Your friend Sully broke the story. They've been linked to the suicide bombing in Propast, to political payoffs, to corruption, and their plans for the Dream Machine were exposed. No one's going to want to log back in anytime soon. The Syndicate's under pressure from the other corporations because of their relationship with Watty. DI is under investigation too. They've pulled their operatives from Europolis. That article made shockwaves. Sully sounded really happy when he called. He'll be even happier when he hears you're awake. Watty Corp will probably survive. The Dream Machine will not. And without that, they couldn't care less about you. About us.
That's good. And Reza, is he...
When Eingana was destroyed, DreamNet shut down. Watty could no longer control him. He's okay. Confused, but okay. I called him this morning. He's on his way down.
Good. Dad, what were you doing in Mumbai with that woman?
I didn't know any other way. Unless I cooperated, Watty was going to take you away. Helena convinced them to let us bring you to the lab. They believed we were working on improving DreamNet, while Helena was secretly working on her project, altering reality.
How?
Use entangled particles to affect the quantum state of dreamtime in order to reshape the physical universe. Change dreams, change reality. Helena spent 30 years on this project. We were partners. But it was always her project, her theories. I'm not sure I ever believed it would actually work, but she was determined, and I...
You made me.
We did. I don't know if you'll ever forgive me for not telling you the truth, but you began life as an experiment. Our goal was to create an individual capable of existing in both realities, the physical and the dreaming. Someone who could change the world with a single thought, with dreams. But it didn't work. You were just a child. To your mother, you were an asset she could use and discard, but you were my little girl. That's why I left. You were only 2 years old. Helena had given up on you. In exchange for my share of Jiva, she let me take you away. I thought it was over. I didn't know she'd come back for you.
There's too much to process right now. I can't. I'll need time. And I'll need the whole story, from beginning to end, all the way back.
Of course. I'm really sorry, Zoe. I let you down again.
Dad, stop. You did what you had to do to save me. I still need to understand exactly what happened, but I don't blame you.
I blame the writers.
Where are we? Still in Jiva's Mumbai lab?
No. This is the real deal. We're back home. Back in Casablanca.
Okay, good. I want to stay.
In the hospital?
I want to go home. To our house. I miss home.
It even still does.
I've missed you too. Of course you can come home, sweetheart.
But I'll be asking tons of questions, and I expect honest answers. No more protecting me from the truth, okay?
Okay.
Right now, though, I just want to sit here and watch the sunlight. I'm sick of sleeping. Sick of dreaming. I want to be awake.
Hollywood? No, I think it goes beyond Hollywood, honestly. If it was more like Hollywood, it'd probably be more concise and less tangle upon tangle upon tangle, and well, I guess Saga is pretty Hollywood with the bizarre way they try to make her appear appealing, I suppose. I really don't know if I can say that with a straight face. Oh, 5 years later. She now has a smaller version of Crow, I suppose. And now Keanu's somehow the king, I suppose, of the Arabian world, where the magical haters come from. And the healer girl is there too. Because... well, I didn't remember from my first time looking at this if Saga was gonna end up being Kian's wife or what, but I guess it's his adopted daughter, I suppose. That's how they explain away the title thing. Oh boy.
Tried to get out of here for years. No longer know what I'm doing. Well, I just disappear.
Well, I'm glad we were able to reclaim our Bonzi buddy. And I guess she's pregnant now. Well, we never get to find out what the aftermath of that is. So one more thing I never really found out is how the fuck did her parents make the Dreamer girls? Like, what was their base for that, their basis? How did they make these clones and then, you know, expect that they were actually gonna have those powers? That's my fucking question. Yes, that's what we need right now, actually. Can't believe I forgot. That's more like it. Alright, but what kind of scene can it be coupled with next? What's coming up next? Is it the actual final scene, the one that I hate the most out of this entire everything? Yep, it is. Because it finally reveals what the whole point behind Saga's character was. A long, long time from now. In a house that we can tell you where the fuck it is.
Every year, it gets colder. Now let's see if we can't put some life into you.
We are now the old woman known as Lady Alvani. This might sound a little bit familiar if you are somehow able to remember shit from all the way back in the first game. I don't know why I'm so good at remembering that, honestly. I don't know how many people on this planet have played every game in the series more than once. Well, we've lit the fire with our hand and there's someone knocking at the window. But we can look around some more.
Worlds became one, and decades of strife and unrest followed. Many perished, but it had to be so. Magic and science could not be divided forever.
What is this junk then?
Things like that one are jarring. Everything just slightly off. It's like it was designed to keep me on edge.
Yes, I can relate to this. No, I can't.
Complete history of the War of the Balance and the Reunification of Worlds. Volumes 1 to 13.
What was that anyway? Where does that fit into the chronology? Well,
it's hard sometimes to separate my own memories from what I've read and heard. April's journeys are vivid to me, but also dreamlike.
And the talisman?
This was April's.
I don't recognize it.
Possible, or how it ended up here, but
I don't know.
so much energy. Her chi is in this.
Yes, we're just gonna throw a term from Chinese mythology into this now. Well, East Asian in general, I guess.
These days, poor thing. He hates growing old even more than I do.
Hey, it's the guitar.
Thank the worlds I learned to play the guitar, or I might never have discovered the song lines.
You know, the acoustic guitar is probably my least favorite instrument to hear played.
I'm too busy to call on the song lines tonight. But perhaps...
Only because it seems to be the most popular instrument for people to come around and start playing out of nowhere when you're trying to read.
Now that my life's winding down, I feel like I'm just beginning to understand song lines.
Well, I don't understand them at all.
I'd like to go, but not now. Not today.
Hey, rabbit.
Huxley. He's the only creature in this little world of ours older than me. What's that, Huxley? You miss Papa? I miss him too, old buddy. Oh, dear old Huxley. You're barely holding together.
Is that Zoe?
Brave Zoe.
Yeah, I guess so.
It couldn't have been easy getting caught up in events and wanting nothing more than a quiet, normal life.
And these drawings?
Not bad for a 7-year-old with no idea of what was happening to her and why she was having such vivid dreams.
Well, even after all these bizarre scenes, the viewer might still not be able to tell what the fuck was happening to her, but...
Our bloodless king. He did not enjoy that throne, but he never complained. Not to me, at least. Even my endless teasing couldn't faze him.
I'm so glad you're not a real person.
I like to think Papa found Mama in the end, and that they lived out their lives together somewhere green and beautiful.
Yeah, but hear me out. What if the Prophet was your dad and he was just trying to find you, which is why he was trying to reunify the worlds or whatever and take control of magic and paths and such, and you just never even thought of that? Am I blowing your mind right now?
So many worlds unvisited, so many universes left to traverse.
Yeah, I can see that.
Time's running out for me. There. Oh, yes. I remember that place.
I don't.
Visit Letok. I couldn't just let that mystery be. But the paths didn't lead me to them. All to that time. And I found nothing.
So what the fuck do your shifts even do? Well, what about the glasses? Do they still let you see the...
Oh, Papa. Trying to keep me here with wards and old magic. I must have been such a handful for him, and a royal pain in the ass. They wouldn't do me much.
No, I'm pretty sure that was written R's. That's not quite how you pronounce that variation. Well, alright, let's just actually see what the rest of this is. Maybe get some more of that interpretation cleared up. So, out the window is...
freezing out there.
For some reason, somehow.
Go outside.
You're a big boy. What imbalance were you thinking?
Fresh air. And I was going a bit stir-crazy inside.
You know very well it's not safe. Paths shift with the wind between worlds. And the song lines are fragile things at the best of times. One discord, and you could end up lost forever. Just like...
You worry too much, old woman.
Well, does the Discord have a shitposting channel?
You're no
Because you can get lost in those.
bird.
Oh, bird me. I've survived worse. Anyway, time to dry my cold feathers by a roaring fire while I enjoy a saucer of sweet sherry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to tell you. You can't.
What? I can't what?
Be here.
You're not serious. You're serious.
Yeah, just like that. Exactly like that.
And she mustn't see you. There'll be too many questions. Questions I can't easily answer.
Like, are you actually Crow somehow brought back to life, or...
I will tell you.
What was that littler looking crow on her shoulder during the balcony scene, or... What the fuck did she do, and... Who is this? Is this actually Crow or not?
It's fine. I'm going upstairs. Just don't expect me to come back down again later. Or ever.
I'm making shortbread.
Call me when it's ready.
Well, now we rest up in the comfy chair, which...
Rose loved to tinker with her creations.
Who now?
Now, where did those dragonflies of hers go?
Oh, the Chinese lady from the cyberpunk land, I guess.
It's the comfy chair.
How old is this fucking thing? Does it have any loose springs? Well... As we sit here... in front of the fire... the door behind us suddenly opens, and then...
Welcome, April Ryan.
And scene. I honestly think that the preferred soundtrack to succeed that would be... It fits the general atmosphere much better. So that was the end of that game, and of that series for that matter. Starting with The Longest Journey in like 99-2000, I feel like that, and then Dreamfall Chapters, I think 2004-ish, and then this, which came out last year, I think, or no, more like 2 years ago actually. Closer to that at least. But it finished coming out last year. Oh, also you can see some, hang on, some scenes from the, let me move this over here, I suppose, from the first game in this, I think, with maybe the rotoscoping filter in Photoshop, maybe, perhaps.
Get out of here, stalker.
Let me just put that on loop, hang on. And this to clear before select, no, crop to selected there, and now. Hey, it's a Gribbler, the best character in the series. Yeah, I almost didn't see that because I wasn't focused for that. So, I don't know. I mean, I like the first game. It's, you know, it's a fresh enough take on that whole thing. You know, at that point in time, it's written compellingly enough. It's not afraid to have a bit more, I don't know what to call it, a bit more of a genuine writing with the characters, but the story itself is tropish enough. But then along comes the sequels, and then we decided it wasn't enough.
Get out of here, stalker.
We need to have this sprawling storyline with more girls that don't wear pants in their dreams, and need to go further into the world building for the evil cyberpunk government, and now it's no longer just about going back and forth between two worlds and fantasy and technology and all that. It's now about dreams and reshaping reality, and for some reason there's this big fat guy with life support who's like the leader of this evil company who's trying to take control of the dreams. And now the hero from the previous game is jaded and pretty much relegated to a bonus character. And then there's another character who's barely even playable. And much more muddlement. With the lore of the dragons and all that from the first game being completely shelved. What the fuck happened to the Blue of the Kin? That's my fucking question now. Among my many others that I have raised by the events. Because I'm going to assume, you know, the first game itself wasn't even that good at explaining what happened with the red and the green. Who were like the human-looking ones hiding in Stark, but... And there's this character who's living in the house between worlds, which is never fucking explained. How that works, or why that exists, or anything like that. It's just there and you're supposed to accept it. Like, how did the Scottish guy even reach this place in the first place? Well, that's all the scenes from the previous games, I guess, so that's who knows, there might be more. And then there's Saga, who lives there, and you might notice some subtle things, like apparently she was born right after April died, and when she was growing up with April's memories, so I guess the idea that's supposed to be is that she's some kind of reincarnation of April. I did not get that at all the first time I played through this. But even if you assume that that's the case based on your interpretations, then there's still the fact that they pretty much changed that scene at the end of the first game, which is what they reenacted at the end of this game, where she walks through the door. Well, I mean, that happens more like halfway through the first game, but like she walks through the door with a shift and she ends up in this house with this mysterious old woman, and then at the end of the first game you learn that apparently the old woman also has an old crow, so it's implied that she's April herself. So I don't really understand why that couldn't have just stayed the way it was. You know, it was cohesive. It wasn't very easy to understand the causality behind it, but at least thematically it made sense. There's no real reason to modify that. And maybe I'm alone in this, but I believe that revisionism is one of the worst possible ways that you can write anything. It's the same reason why I didn't like the Bioshock Infinite DLC, for instance. You know, clearly the same tier of writing as this. I don't even know if I'm saying that sarcastically or not. Maybe I'm not. And also the fact that she's written so that she's this bizarre follower of fate, like she can see everything that's gonna happen, like Dr. Manhattan in Watchmen. And she just approaches that in an unassuming way. She's just completely unfazed by it, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like a very good trait to have in a character, you know, like, I already know everything that's gonna happen, I might as well just... Get out of here, stalker. Just sit there and watch it go. Why even live? I think that's a question that more than one thing in this game might lead you to make. Why even live? But hey, well, with all the hang-ups I have with this, I don't know. So if you ask, I'm sure I'll say right now, if you ask, if it was up to me, I would have just left it at... Leave it at the first game, we don't need the sequels, but... But in spite of all that, I don't know, I guess it's... at least... in a very strange way, a reflection of its time. Or at least the sequels are more like products of that which came alongside it. first game was a bit more unique, you know, it was more of a setter than a follower. Or at least now you can take a look at the 2 sequels and appreciate the bizarre blend of combat and stealth sections and normal adventure game stuff with that circular cursor, and then with this one you have episodic choice-based stuff, which is apparently a big thing right now. You know, there's another game that's kind of like that I eventually want to make, want to do for the stream, but at least that one has the excuse that it has a precedent that's quite a bit older than this series, for instance. But hey, I don't know. I say all of this, but it's not like I'm intimately familiar with all the behind-the-scenes stuff in production. Like, I know that the dude in charge of the first game was this Norwegian guy, I think, called Ragnar Tornquist. And I'm almost entirely 100% certain that he had involvement with the second one. I don't know, I would assume he was also involved with this one.
Get out of here, stalker.
There's another thing, an MMO called the Secret World, which he apparently has some hand in. I have no idea if it's related to these things at all, but it wouldn't surprise me. But of course that was the same kind of, that was the same ilk of stuff that the park came from, that last first-person game that I played for Spook Night about a month ago. So I really don't know if I could interpret that as a good thing. But I don't know, look. I think the company that started this whole thing was called Funcom, at least back in the 2000 era. I don't know if they've changed since then, they probably have. They usually do. But unless I'm somehow mistaken, I think this is pretty much the last thing of theirs I'll do for the foreseeable future, so there's that. So eventually, one day... One day when this Kickstarter backer list, I assume is what this is, comes to an end. Oh, the paragraph breaks thing, so like letter divisions, okay, we're at W now. Thanks, Sitten and Savior Flowin and special character people, you get your own paragraph. Then we'll actually be able to put all this to rest. I don't know, I mean... You know, I don't hate the series. If I did, I wouldn't even have bothered making this, going through this. I was actually kind of excited to play this one when I heard that it was coming out, but... Alright. But now that that's come to a conclusion in every possible way... Freaking story recap. That only recaps the second one, even though the game expects you to know what happened in the first one too. I don't know. I don't know if I would say I regret this. I probably wouldn't, but well, I guess that's a thing that people do with, like, I don't know, those weird creatures that I am such a stranger to called people do with stuff they have some interest with, they nitpick. But in the end, they acknowledge that it has some importance, and I do, you know. I am not sorry that this series exists, even though there's a lot of decisions that could have been done better. But at the end of the day, it's its own thing. So, having brought that to its conclusion, what was the last achievement I got, by the way? Tool time. I returned the maintenance workers tools. I'm missing 18 achievements. I have 69% of total achievements, and I probably will never get the rest because I don't want to play through this again. I think twice is plenty for what this is. In fact, I'm going to uninstall this right now. Delete local content. Welcome back, 23 gigabytes. How I've missed you. And with that note, it's time for me to go over here to the Firefox window so I can wrap this up and initiate the... Oh hey, Firefox needs about 350 apparently. That's new. They're going the Wikipedia route. Alright, so... Ah, fuck it, let's just keep this to play me out for this. Why not? Makes about as much sense as anything else, really. Fuck, I mean, what images do I have? Do I have this one? I do. Okay, why not? Oh man, if only all games set of 2000s could have been like this. So, I'm gonna be taking a quick break to get food and such. And then I'm going over to this thing again to be surprised at the fact that I'm not feeling as headachy as I thought I would, considering that I went to bed at like midday today, you know, like 11 hours ago, and then I woke up like 5 hours later. Specifically for the purpose of getting sleepy again earlier. Surprised that it's not working, but hey. I'll be there in just a few to start up a movie thing, so... I'll see you then, I suppose. RIP the longest journey.
Get out of here, Stalker.